I'm gonna officially say, yeah, thank you, and bye. You're really far too unprivate for me to work for you. Yeah.
That makes sense.
And people that will like give me your Facebook account, no.
Hey, did you receive an email saying
I
that
believe in company privacy, employee privacy. No.
the Hangout is active? Did you receive an email from me?
Wait, see what? Which email?
Like there should be an email saying that the class has started, something like that?
Oh, I see.
I don't see it.
The latest thing I have from you is no hangout this Saturday.
Check here.
Okay. So I think let's begin on this front. The email will come when it does. So the last time we talked about was this concept of chef client and chef server, right? You remember the discussion we had?
I don't.
Sorry, you had a video recording. You have a video recording that talks about it.
I will watch that.
Awesome. So I think what I can do is maybe help you out as you miss out on certain concepts. I'll come by and work on it with you. The idea that we have today is to focus on this exercise. This is a hands-on exercise. It goes about 23 steps. It's a long number of steps. I have done this 3 times already. It should work. That's what I was doing Saturday and Sunday, maybe before, with my foot on top of the table, things like that. So the idea here that we want to do today is use the chef server that we have. All of us have an account with OpsCode, and we have credentials from there. There are multiple keys that you will confuse you. So remember,
That's
the key. I think the key is a clear point of confusion I want to clarify. Anytime you talk to somebody, you need a key, right? If somebody can be a different entity, different person, different machine. I want to talk to you. I need to know how I talk to you. So that's the idea behind keys in general. You talk to somebody, you need to authenticate the communication that it is actually coming from my mouth to your ear and not anywhere else. That's what essentially a password or that's what essentially a key will do, is to trust that you are indeed talking to me, not to him. Because I signed my voice, and so you hear it. Oh, it's Nilesh talking, not him. That's how you identify and decipher. That's the idea behind keys and passwords. So every time you talk to an entity like OpsCode, they expect you to have a key. You talk to EC2, they want you to have a key. You talk to DigitalOcean, they want you to have a key. Everybody has their own keys and methods of interacting with you, so there will be a collection of keys you need to manage. Now, when you go to OpsCode and you establish an account that you probably haven't, so please do. Go to manage.opscode.com, create a key, and there, create an account. They'll give you 2 keys. One key is for you as an individual that interfaces with the OpsCode servers. The other key is for your organization that you will create on OpsCode that interfaces with the OpsCode server.
Say that again.
Individual key and organizational key.
Okay.
So you will be setting up an organization. An organization will be something like my marketing department or my development department. You can have separate organizations within your company, within your account with OpsCode. You can have multiple organizations. So I'm assuming that you have an organization created. I'm assuming that you have an individual account created with a login name and password.
Did you want this done on the VM? So
Ideally do it all in the VM
Okay.
for the first few iterations of it. Then you can go wherever you want.
Sure, I did it initially.
If we assume that we haven't done.
Yeah, let's assume that we have not done, because just the 3 steps we did last time, we can do them again, easy, no big deal. The idea is that we begin inside the virtual machine, and remember to start with a clean state. Clean state is important. The reason it is important that you're going to come back to that clean state again and again, over and over, until we really understand what's going on, because this is a hands-on exercise. You want that ability to restore. You will not get that ability to come back if you are working on a real machine. Real machine does not let you a restore button. So begin from a virtual machine snapshot that trusts the starting point that you have. Start your machine, go to manage.opscode.com in that browser, like this.
Okay, so we gotta hold on while we set up a new snapshot.
You want to slow down? That's fine. I'll do with you. So what I'll do is I'll start a VM. just like this. This will be my own VM, just like you have, and we'll all work together in the VM right here. Why is this shifted? Okay, so in the VM, you go to this location in the browser, identify, and in that location, you go to manage.opscore.com, and here you probably already have an account, so just log in.
I don't know. Actually, I just be doing that.
And here you should create an account if you don't have one. I had an account, so I had an account already, so I just entered that account in here like this. If you once you go here, you will probably see that you have just one organization. I have many such organizations here. You can go manage an organization and create a new organization if you like. If you want to, you start from scratch. You can basically create an organization just like that.
Okay, so I'm on the ops code. It goes to get chef.
Yeah, go to manage.opscore.com and then let it go wherever it goes. I don't care. So go to manage.opscore.com. As you can see on the top here, manage.opscore.com. That's where you go. And here you create a new account if you don't have one already. And if you have an account, just log in. And then make sure you are able to create an organization also. An organization can be something like a marketing department or development department, testing department, service department, do nothing department, no ops, things like that. You can have a department of no ops that does nothing. So once you have an organization, you need to get two keys, one for the organization key and one for yourself. These two keys are available through the action page, I think. You can reset the validation key to get a new key for an existing organization like this. And that is for the organization level. For individual level, you go to your name on top, go to the name on my profile, and there somewhere after you log in, you should be able to generate a new personal key here in this section. You reset your private key by getting a new key, hit the orange button, that will get you a new private key. This key is your personal key. Now, by the way, the starting point that we did last time, if you remember that, was this instruction that we will follow along from our write-up. The idea was to grab a package which will actually get all these three things together for you, which was step number 3 in our write-up here. If you look at the write-up, it asks you to go to manage.opscore.com, and in this location, if you go to manage.opscore.com/starterkit, that thing actually gets us all these three things that we want together in one shot, like this. So you go to manage.opscore.com/starterkit, and there, once you do it the first time, it will give you a package. The package is known as starter.zip, and that package is what will contain all the three things you need in a prepared form. Along with that, it will also have a file structure. And tell me that you have it. The three things are personal key, organizational key, and knife.rb. And tell me that you have a starter.zip for your organization already. And yes, everybody says yes. Awesome. So put that starter.zip file that you get, this starter kit, is what you will get in your downloads folder. You will have something like a file like that says starter.kit, like here, chef starter.zip. If you unzip that file like this, you will get another folder structure called chef-repo. So that was the outcome. So if you remember, starter kit gets you chef repo. You put that chef repo in your VM and put that in this location. Put that in this home location, for example.
But the chef repo in your
Yeah,
own location.
yeah. This chef repo should sit here in this location. It should belong, we should be able to go CD into it, but I don't have it here, so I'll bring it over here from there. So what I will do is log into my, I'll get that package from my real machine wherever it's sitting and bring it over here right now. You should place it in this location exactly as we discussed, meaning this location, which is your tilde, which is CD.
Do I need to create that directory, chef repo?
No, it will become
Unzip the chef
available.
starter.
It will become available
So
to
I
you.
have the chef starter in downloads file. Should I
Double click it.
just double click it, or should I? Well, it's in my app.
So you should download it in your VM so you don't run into the trouble of grabbing it.
In your documentation,
Uh-huh.
it says may move the chef repo into desktop.
I see. Yeah, fair enough. You're absolutely right. The documentation. Let's follow the documentation, and you want it to go in the desktop location. So it's easier just to have everybody follow along. The documentation says put it in the desktop. So that's where we put it. It's easier. That location. So you basically grab your download bundle from the download folder, unzip it, and move it to the desktop. So once you have it on the desktop, you should see it right on the desktop, sitting somewhere here in this empty area. That's where you will see it. Now, in the meanwhile, I will arrange to grab my own starter.zip to work along with you. So give me a second as I grab my starter.zip file here.
So I just did exactly what you said, and it extracted it to the downloads directory.
Now move it to the desktop. Like this. The instruction says move to the desktop, like here. The instruction says unzip it, and then move it to the desktop. This project behaving really. So I have managed to get my chef-starter.zip file in my downloads folder. I will unzip it. Let's do it on the terminal. So in the terminal, I will go cd downloads folder. Then I'll unzip the chef-starter.zip file. It unzips. Then I'll clear it up, and I'll see that it is unzipped there. I will move that chef repo to the desktop location, and I will find it on my desktop showing up right here. in just a sec. Oh, MC, not MV. Okay. Chef repo to the desktop. And there it comes. So my chef repo is sitting right here, and I have my credentials and my other things I need inside that repo in the folder. It's a elaborate tree structure. You can examine it, go inside it, see what it contains by typing tree, and you will find the things it has in there. So these are the things that we get as we download and unzip that package. You will notice that it has the three things that I talked about, which is this classroom validator.pem, which is our organizational validator. The second thing you will also see is my own personal name.pem. And the third item was knife.rb. So these are the three key things we need to connect our repository here, this chef repo, to ops code. And we use that same knife.rb to connect to a variety of cloud services providers such as EC2 or DigitalOcean or other companies that provide those keys to us. Everybody, as I discussed, has a key. You have to put those keys right in this knife.rb.
Can I interrupt?
Yes, please.
Is it hot in here? It is.
It used to be really cold the last time.
Usually it's blasting with air conditioning.
But they don't have the air
Air on.
conditioning turned off the whole building.
Do you know how to turn it on? Okay,
Open the window.
I'm gonna call Christian or find out, because it's uncomfortable.
Windows, if you can open the window, it's
I don't
probably
think you
easier.
can open the windows.
No window open.
There you go. Open.
Yeah, you're not.
Most corporate buildings, most buildings that have window
Security.
have. Well, no, it's about controlling the AC.
Yeah, because it'll throw
It
off.
throws off the AC.
Let me
We'll
go.
take some 6-packs of beer though if you have that. We'll just chill out. I'm just teasing.
No, that's kind
You know,
of.
this is like we don't have the license to get those in an educational institution, right? So otherwise I would have done that, honestly. But no, we don't have the license. We cannot do it here. I'm sorry.
Well, you can taste, but you have to spit it out.
I know.
Yeah, so, let me call Christian and see what he says. Hopefully he answers the phone.
I always think levity, humor is a good thing to counteract.
Makes sense. Total
Might
sense.
make you sweat more though.
Yeah.
Okay, let me find out.
So inside my chef repo,
No mixing business. So don't mess with law. That's clear to me. Never. So if you get a proper license to the location, and then I'll buy it. No problem. But not right now. So get the three things in place. Make sure you edit your knife.rb appropriately to incorporate your keys with a cloud provider, and then we'll look at these the things that we have in the write-up. In the write-up, what we have.
so I don't have a .chef.
You have a .chef folder that is hidden. It's not visible to you. It's inside it.
-A.
It's inside your chef repo folder. So if you go look at the .chef, if you traverse to that folder, you will see it.
Gotcha, here it is.
And so you want to edit the knife.rb file like this. So you want to go gedit and then go .chef. Rather, I'll first go into the chef repo folder first. And then inside there, what I will have is this hidden folder, which is called .chef, which is this one. That's the folder I want to go inside. It is not normally visible, but it is there very much. And it contains your credentials. So that's where I will go and see what I have. I have the three things that I mentioned. And I will go gedit knife.rb. And here I will find that it has my references that I need. And I will also go look at my documentation as to what are we doing there. And in the documentation, it tells you about incorporating your keys like this. Right? You want to incorporate your keys just like it is described here, which is, go grab this entire segment, copy the whole thing over, take to your knife.rb file, and paste it.
Nilesh,
Yes.
can we stop and then do this? Keep going.
You want to stop and do what?
To do these things. I can't do it if you're talking like that.
Okay.
Because I need to listen to you,
I see.
and then
I'll slow down that. I should not speed up. Makes sense.
does that make sense to anybody else, or am I just?
No, you're golden. So I thought I tried to do this effectively last time and I complained. So I know that,
So it's,
Library.cloudgenius,
so, yeah, so
documentation, library.cloudgenius,
using chef servers over there.
Okay.
and then click on the blue picture, and then it will take you to the listing. Then go to using chefs, right below the cheat sheet. Right after cheat sheet is what we're doing.
so question.
Yes, please.
What am I doing wrong? So the two things that we are filling in are the access key and the secret key. So the secret key,
Exactly.
but I can figure out those other ones. The ones that have questions about. So the secret key, this is your pen. The contents of the pen. No, this is just your password. This is not an SSH key. This is
This
just
is not SSH key. This key that the orange color highlight, if you see, is an account-wide key for Amazon Web Services. It becomes visible on the upper right portion after you log in. You have to go security credentials. And it is account-wide, not machine-specific, across the entire Amazon account that you have with Amazon. Is a security credential to operate on the account level, not a machine level.
So I'm going to delete all my old keys right now. All the keys I have on AWS, I'm going to delete it.
Delete them only if you know for sure that you're not using them elsewhere.
I forgot about this. I was like, why can't
You're not using them.
Elsewhere. Anywhere else. You might have some production load you're running a job fully. You don't want to delete those keys.
put the instructions to us?
Yeah.
Then you have to rebuild your job.
So don't destroy your existing business. But I'm assuming that you're in the class, so you don't have an existing business.
I have stopped instances. I can just delete those.
Yeah. If you are not using anything other than the class, if you have something outside the class, keep that. If you have anything to do, you'll build that in the past in the classroom. You'll delete all your keys and begin from fresh. Makes your life easy in this particular assignment.
Okay.
Reduces confusion.
And the secret one, that is my pen.
Not a pen.
Where do I get that one from?
Okay, I'll show you where it gets.
I
where you get it
apparently
from.
totally forgotten how to do
So-
this in the last, like,
So you go here on the upper. Let me log in.
right, no, I got that one.
Let me log in, and I'll show you where you
Oh,
get
the
it from.
Okay, access. I can find the access one.
Found the number. So in here, after you log into your Amazon account, you go to the top, and then here you say security credentials. You click there, and that will take you to the place where you are supposed to have security credentials. It doesn't show me that, but this is the thing that I made you write down on a piece of paper the very first day.
Right.
And there's an important change notification.
Right.
And so this is the access key, and then corresponding to that access key, you have two of them. You should have your 2011 account, so your old account. What
So I
it
have a
means
secret
is
somewhere
You have
on
a
my-
secret safe somewhere in your
Gotcha. I know where I saved
in
it.
your vault
Gotcha.
that I don't know where you saved it, but you did. I made sure that each one of you saved the
Didn't ask
secret somewhere. So you have it safe somewhere. I don't know where, but you do know it. You know where you saved it.
What are we talking about?
Sorry.
We're talking about this, which is called security credentials to your Amazon account, which is available to you, which looks something like this. It has roughly the size of this and the size of
Is
this.
this what I just deleted?
So all the AAs, ASD, that's the approximate size of the AWS Access Key ID, and this is the approximate size of the secret.
Right. You just had me delete my security key.
Can I
In
use
ops
my
code.
existing AWS?
You cannot delete this. You cannot delete these things. in Amazon. I don't know what you deleted though, but you cannot delete
So
this thing.
I went to the, I had key pairs.
Key pairs, though, you can create them again, no big deal. This you cannot create again.
How do I find those?
You go to the upper right corner
Where it says help?
where it says your name, and then go to security credentials. That's where you will find them. And by the way, there you will find only the access key, because the secret, you have it saved somewhere. I don't know where you kept it, but that's where you have it. This is the first day in the class. We said, make sure you note it down. You will need it somewhere, and now is the day. So you have it. Okay, let's get to the point. Who does not have it? I'll help you in an alternate way of getting to it. If you cannot get your secret, tell me. You cannot get it.
I don't remember where it is.
So one, who else is running with the same problem?
I'm
still
not gone there
looking for
yet.
Sorry,
I'm not gone there yet.
you're not reached there yet. So if you know for sure that you cannot locate your secret, then I'll give you a separate method of getting to it. But then please remember this one, because you will generate another one and you will remember this one at least until you forget again.
Well, until they stop letting you generate them anymore.
I think they
Well,
can
could-
do it.
could I-
They go to IAM and you always generate there. I think they have stopped generating these keys anymore. They'll make you go to IAM, and that's the fallback that we will use if you have managed to forget your secret. So can I safely assume that many of you have forgotten the secret?
I know this, Steve.
I apologize.
Key.
I'm not tracking everything you're saying. There's a lot of elements here. So you want us to be able to log on to EC2, right? Be able to successfully log on with whatever credentials we created, from the beginning of the class, right? That's your question right now?
If you have that secret with you, awesome. Let's use that.
But
If you
that's what
don't have it,
No, I know, and that's what I'm trying to clarify. Is the goal or the objective is to log on to EC2?
no, just log on like your password.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
your key. We need you to
So-
have your key pair,
Okay.
these two elements.
Gotcha.
The last,
Yes.
so going back a little farther, I was following your instructions,
Mm-hmm.
and it says incorporate your AWS credentials into the 9 files. Okay. EC2 console, make sure your default security group has the ports open below. That was the next step in the order of this.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going to do that, can I do that first before I jump ahead?
Get the key first. First thing first.
That's where your AWS credentials are coming from. That's the same thing.
So that's farther down in your direction.
I have
You and
So
me,
you look
we're,
so
we're on
happy.
top of things.
So you look so happy you have your keys there. Okay, let's cut to the chase and create the keys. Okay, this is how you do it. So if you don't have keys, the assumption is you do not. So how do you do now? What do you do now? So you basically go on the top right corner. Why is it not showing?
Vinesh,
Huh?
in the same this thing, window,
Okay. Yes.
when you click on access your keys,
Uh-huh.
it gives the option to delete the key.
Here, right?
So go to secret. Yeah,
In here, yes, you can delete the keys. Yes, you can.
yeah. If you can delete the keys, it will allow you to create another one.
Not really, because they are going away from that method of accessing.
Isn't they're just not letting, they won't let you create brand new ones anymore.
So you can delete them here, but
Yeah.
it will not let you create new ones. See, there's no create button. The create button is gone. It says create new access key. That button is gone. You know, I told you the
Have
very
several
first
be
day.
active and vary. And
You can
Also
delete
mine.
the keys, but you cannot create new keys right here.
So my create key is I can create it.
Go and do that. Go ahead and do it.
Your access key has been created successfully. Download your key file now.
See,
Download.
so which means he didn't create his keys before.
or at least with that account.
That. But why should we use this one, Vinesh? Because this is the root key.
This is the root account key.
It's the overall key. If anybody hacks the machine,
Right.
Not your
so-
machine, your account gets hacked. Your entire account gets hacked. Yes, you should not use this key in general.
That makes
Normally
this
Yes,
you
you
should
should
exercise
use
easier.
IAM keys. You should create IAM. That's
We
the
should
thing.
go IAM method.
I will now walk you through how to create an IAM key. So we'll go to IAM. We'll go to our orange box here. Go to Identity and Access Management here, and create a user.
This is something that I don't have to do now, right?
It's a great idea to follow along because this will be a refresher on IAM if you have missed it.
Okay, so where am I going now? That,
You go to the upper left corner, orange box.
got it.
Then go to IAM. IAM stands for Identity and Access Management. Right? Now here, we will create a new user.
Create a new group of users.
No, we really want a user right now, but I think we'll have to first create a group, and then the projector is behaving today. No input is detected.
Loose connection?
Maybe. So create a group first. We'll call it,
No, not required. No, on the right hand side there is users, right?
where is the user button?
On the left
Oh,
side.
I found it. So you go here and create a user. And you can just create a user here. We want to actually provide that user appropriate level of permissions. That's another important thing. That's why we want to first create a group and give it appropriate level of permission structure so that we can have a new user who is just a manager, or who is just a reader, who is an administrator, who is a super administrator. You can have variety of levels based on the groups you will create. That's the reason why I would begin from that point. I'll create a group first. I'll call it super duper admin. And then I'll assign privileges to it. For example, I'll select a policy template of administrator access, and then I can give power user access or read-only access or other variety of templates available here. So you can scroll down and keep playing around what templates you want, but the very first template you have is administrator access. That's the template I want to give first. Super duper admins become these admins. And in that super duper admin, I will create an account called me, and I'll create a key for myself.
So, alright. I did this in the past. So I have a user here, and now I need to edit this user, I guess.
So best way to do that is delete the user, create again, so you have a fresh key.
We're creating our own group and our own users.
Yep. This is the identity and access management method of describing your organization. So we first began with creating a group called super duper admins and gave the administrative privileges to the group, and then inside that group we'll create a user called me, and that me user will generate a key.
And you said administrator access, right?
Yes. And so when you do that,
and then generate an access key for each user.
yes, for every user you list here, you want a key generated. So do that. So you create a key, and you have a super duper admin, administrator access, username is me, and I continue. And there it is, show my security credentials. And I have the access key ID and the secret. You see that here? That's what you really need, and you want to save it for future. These two elements.
Then what in the ninth you say the first line is AWS SSH key ID.
No, it doesn't say SSH key. It says
There's
access
three
key.
things.
It doesn't say SSH.
There is in your
There
own
is.
notes.
Yeah, in my notes, yes, that's a
Right,
different
so
item.
what is that?
The third item. We're talking about only these two
Okay.
items first.
Yeah,
Right?
I got those two.
Yeah, we'll get to that third item later.
Okay.
Stand by.
Real quick, do we want to download our credentials right now?
Yes.
Or do we want to just copy and
Both.
paste?
Both. Do both.
Now, alright, so I have a user in a new group,
Mm-hmm.
and one user says I'm creating something. Okay, so why do you have access key, secret access key there? Right, so I have an access key. Do I need to manage access keys for this user?
No, you just need them. You don't need to manage them
So how do I get to that screen?
by creating a user.
I have the user.
You delete the user and create again.
I deleted it and created it again.
You get that.
I have a user and it says access credentials, but I just have access keys but it doesn't give me the secret access.
Can you join a Hangout and project? Or let me come and see you. Or just turn the screen and I'll see it from here. That'll do. Are you in the IAM window?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to delete your users and start again. Let's see what happens.
Still good?
Little bit. Old people problem, man.
Welcome to the group.
I'll create a group.
They're not alone.
You'll find a lot of buddies there.
So in user, user.
Are you saying we're already there?
I'm already there.
I'm already there.
In the group is also. I want to see what
Yeah.
in dashboard. Create user group. Call them groupies. Take the administrator role. Continue. Create user. Continue. 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 Show. You have the two elements here, right?
Why couldn't I, after I did that, so I did that the other way. I mean, I created the group, I created the user, and then when I listed the user, it said, here's your access key. But it didn't give me any secret access.
It must be hidden there. They don't expose it like that unless you actively go and expose the secret, they would hide it.
But I should download this one.
Yes. Download and save it in perpetuity.
So this is, I should, my problem last time is that I saved it in the VM.
Yeah, you should save credentials in a key ring, in a keychain, like one password or LastPass.
So I need to save it on the host computer, not on the.
No, you should save it not on any one computer, but away from any computer.
Yeah, that's a different topic. I don't know if I want to get into that.
Right. Save your keys away from machines, not on any machine. Right. You might lose your physical computer. What happens in that case? Just like you lost your VM. So keys should be away from any one computer. Ideally, put that in your keychain, in your one password, LastPass, somewhere safe, but not in a computer. Some other computer that is accessible by multiple locations. So we got these two elements. Let's close the window. And in my case, I will actually delete that user because I don't need it. I'll delete the group also. So we got those two elements. In the documentation, we'll use this one, the first one here, and the second one here, and put that in our knife.rb file.
And this is so we have EC2 access key, and then we have a username.
It doesn't say EC2 access key. It's account wide.
You just had to set up an EC2. Make sure that for our account we had an EC2 access key. Remember the whole secret thing that you did just a minute ago? And then we did a username access key. Which one are we putting in there?
Any one of them. We created the username based access key only for those people who have lost the secret. Right? We gave that as a workaround for people who have managed to lose the secret. That's why we went to the IAM side. If you have your secret already to begin with, you don't need to go this route. Any one of the keys will work. Any one pair will work. Don't take key from here and secret from the other. That will not work. So after taking these elements from this location that we had, we put them back in here and put our secret and our access key in these two locations like this. Now the item that May was referring to, which is this AWS SSH key ID. This is the EC2 key pair name. EC2 key pair name. Yes, name. The name, you find it in this location when you go to EC2 and you create a key pair like this, and you create a key pair, you give it a name, let's call it Murugan, and create. That's the name, and it gets you the PEM file downloaded to your folder. So now you have the name Murugan and the PEM file murugan.pem. You want to get these two things and put the name Murugan here. Like this. And that's the key you want to use when you're accessing machines in your EC2 environment.
Did they go to your dashboard?
Where?
In EC2.
EC2.
Oh, EC2.
EC2.
Yeah. Then under network and security, there you'll see key pairs.
So you go here to the orange box, then go EC2, and then inside EC2 you go key pair. You find create key pair button, and there you have Michael, and you create. And then you download michael.pem. Keep it safe. That's a machine level key. And that's the name you would use back in place of Murugan, you would use Michael.
You guys are still sweating.
Yes.
It's even worse. Do you want to move down to the conference room?
I will ask them. What's it?
Because the air conditioning's on, believe it or not. I don't know why it's so
Can't
warm up
project down
here.
there.
It's cool down there.
There is a projector, it will work. But it's your call. I'm open.
I'm going to tank it. I don't care. Whatever you want.
You got beer coming, right?
Yeah, at about 10.
When we're all safely out of the building.
We'll wait till 12.
Speak for yourself.
I mean, I can feel, the second time in, I can feel it even worse now. But it's up to you guys. Some people don't mind.
I mean,
You said it's on, it's computerized. I texted you. You didn't get my text. You turned off your phone so you wouldn't be rude.
I'm trying to follow up noise.
And so, but I can feel it down there. I think it's just because it's hotter.
That's all. There's the on button.
I think it's over there.
Did you not have the on button on?
I just looked at it.
Huh.
You just turned it on.
Okay.
I don't know, I just like looked at it and it said on off. I was like, really on.
Wow.
And then I just heard it.
And then it stopped. Check the
Yeah.
button again.
No, it's gonna get cold in here pretty soon.
Okay, good.
So remind me in a few minutes and then we'll turn it to.
Nice.
Alrighty.
All right.
Yay.
Thank you.
You made us look.
Everybody's going to get weighed, see how much you sweated tonight.
So you have your machine EC2 key ID name here. That goes.
And this is in the knife file.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right, so I have to edit this knife file to look like that.
That is
Right
correct.
now I haven't edit. I have DigitalOcean change this. I need to delete those two lines, right?
Don't delete. You can create multiple entries like this. If you have DigitalOcean entries there, you can keep them.
Right. Well, right. So I
Because you want knife to be able to use multiple cloud services.
I just need to uncomment knife, or uncomment those two, and I have my AWS access key and secret access key. And now I need to say AWS, I say knife, and then that AWS SSH key ID, right?
Mm-hmm. Like this Michael thing.
Okay, I got it.
So what do you do with the PEM?
You provide the PEM file when you access a machine.
No. So when you create the new PEM,
Mm-hmm.
they ask you to download a PEM file.
Yeah, the PEM file sits in the downloads folder.
And then we should move it to.
Let it be there.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I have. Let's see the references to it. Where is the PEM file reference coming up? Yeah, here. Create a key named Cloud Genius on the AWS using browser and download the private key locally in downloads folder and set its permissions like this. So 400. Permission should be 400. The file that you got downloaded in your downloads folder should be set as 400.
So the PEM is my private key.
No, PEM is not private.
Okay.
Sorry, PEM is which private key are you referring to? Let's not confuse people.
So when I created this key pair,
Yes.
it said you want to open it in here, so I said yes. And then it opened a file that says begin RSA private key.
That is correct. That is your private EC2 key pair key. Yes.
So I don't have the public key.
Because Amazon kept it.
So now I got to figure out where.
You don't need the public key.
That's not what you're putting in the knife RB file.
The knife RB file does not contain this PEM file. It gets whatever you got in the secret and the key when I showed up to your put it on your machine. The access key and the secret. That string of characters is what we want to put in the in this knife .rb file. The PEM is used for accessing machines when you start a machine. It does not
You'll
go
refer
into
to
the PEM file.
You'll refer to it in the command you use to run.
Now we have 3 PEM files.
Yes. One is from EC2, the machine name, the machine specific EC2 based PEM file. You have a personal PEM and an organization PEM, 2 from Oxford, 1 from EC2. Right? 3 PEMs. Yes. And 2 secret, 1 secret and 1 access from Amazon. We'll have more from other companies. We'll keep track of all these things inside our knife.rb. Except PEM files don't go here.
So you want the PEM file in the desktop.
No, in the downloads folder.
Download folder. Where it's sitting right now. It is sitting there already. I'm trying to minimize movement of files for you. So if it sits in the download folder, let it be there. Just chmod 400, so it becomes usable. You got the micro? Are we ready to proceed?
Oh, I don't want to be the bottleneck here.
No, it's not about bottleneck. It's me being the bottleneck.
No, I'm just teasing. Remember, because we talked about bottleneck?
I know, bottleneck
I
is a
was
good
just
thing.
bringing it up for previous.
I know, bottleneck is a great thing. You heard me say that.
I'm a little bit. I'm probably 75% there.
You want me to begin from again slowly? I can do that, no problem.
No, you know what it is? I'm just off on the sequence of things. So basically, I'm just going to verify.
So one word of caution to everybody. Going off the sequence will hurt. Really, really hurt. Now, what happens is there are dependencies that you go beyond as you proceed forward. I'll assume that you have done certain things in a previous step, and if you miss out on those, you will get stuck.
Yeah.
Let me begin from.
I'm getting an error when I try to run the knife command that says I had an invalid SSH key ID. but I'm using the one that is listed.
Okay, the new one. Show me the error.
So it's Cloud Genius Pen. It's located in my Cloud Genius folder.
Mhm.
And when I go to AWS, it's called Cloud Genius.
Yes. Awesome.
And I recently created that. I created that today.
Go to the terminal.
You want to see my file?
Show me the knife copy.
This is what I copied into it. You should actual file, but that's what I copied.
Mm-hmm. And just verify your and sit one step. With the CD dot dot. The CD dot dot.
Okay.
Sit in the chef repo. Now run your command.
Knife.
Knife to server create. It did not provide a valid AWS SSH key ID value. Let's open the knife.rb. Not
Not that one.
run queue. It says vi.chef/knife.rb.
Tab slash.
.chef
Slash.
slash. And here we go to examine. Check the quotation mark in the double quotes
Mm-hmm.
and delete them and make
Can
sure
you redo
you
them?
type them by hand. If it is coming from a copy paste,
Yeah.
it causes problems.
Quotes and issues.
So delete the quotes on both sides of the item. X. Sorry. Gedit is easier.
I know, but I want to
The
be
code
better.
can hurt if you're copying, especially from Windows to
Okay.
Unix. Code hurts sometimes.
How do you copy it with Windows to Linux? Just cut and paste?
Yeah.
Stays in your buffer. You gotta use the right click.
The buffer I have
To
made
make
sure
it actually,
that
the keyboard commands don't want to work it that way, but the right click works.
right click. I have made sure that the buffer is shared between VM and real machine. You can copy and paste across. Control C, Control V should work.
I went alternate.
Yeah, you should check your knife.rb. Yeah. The vi.share. Not this chef report.share. There chefs. One is global, system wide, and the other is in your desktop, chef report.chef. You should sit inside your desktop and then go CD chef report, and then in here is the not chef. You finished already. Awesome, man. Your knife EC2 server list is listing it out.
Well, I just copied and pasted from here what it should look like and put it on there. I'm kidding.
That was a good one.
Wow. Daniel. Man. Yes, you got it. It's working for you.
Not quite what I did, but I did it. I'm gonna slow these down a little bit.
I'm getting an oomph error.
Gem install and error or warning?
I know it'll load oomph.
It's warning, right? Not error.
And then I got an error that says request signature we calculated does not match signature you provided. Now let me. All right.
You know, I'm probably your most difficult student there. I think we need to go through and reorder this a little.
The sequence of writing. You have the ability to edit.
You can do it yourself.
Did you realize? the ability to edit.
I don't quite exactly understand how it got my AWS SSH key ID. Because I set up a key pair, right? And I put it in downloads, but I didn't tell Knight that it's in downloads.
Key code genius.
Yeah, if you ran the command that he gave you,
The Knight command.
it's in that command. It says download folder.
So I created a user called me.
Dash I think
You
is
want me
the
to
stuff
create
it
a
is.
user
No, I just
called
wrote,
genius?
I just said the Knight EC2 server list.
Keep the window open. Don't.
And
Save
then
these details somewhere else also.
It's saved.
Not really,
I never told it where.
Oh, you know what it's getting then? It's getting your DigitalOcean servers.
No, it's commented out.
Okay. Well, then I don't know. I got no idea. I have to edit my stupid next file.
And then you got
I think what it got was it got, since I had the access key and the secret access key on there,
PT desktop.
it used that. Right?
Just
It didn't use the key pair.
PD check.
So why did I do the key pair?
And here you want to go gedit and space dot shell slash live.rb. That's the file you're going to edit. The file will be opening in the editor in a moment. The editor, it's slow. It's at any moment was right. Oh, okay. Don't actually. Regular Firefox, it's hidden. Yeah, that one. Oh, it's probably audio. So in this file, in the bottom, you want to add those lines, these lines. Yes.
So the SH key ID that handle is in a different folder. You know, because these two templates is in desktop, repo, -f, right? The template is in download. So it works right now. It's because we didn't use SSH. We used purely the AWS access ID and secret key.
I think the point of confusion I will clarify. I'll clarify this in a understand.
So this, since I created a user called me, should I use me here instead of called genius?
Yes, yes. I think there is still a common thread of confusion I need to clarify. The confusion that let me show you what I am doing. Where is my mouse? Okay. So the two types of keys we have: AWS access key and secret. You got this secret. You got this at your AWS account wide access. Then we have EC2 based key pair. This you got from the EC2 console. You remember these two distinctly different items. The knife.rb file kind of accumulates all these pieces together in a variety of places. The order of knife.rb is not important, but the labeling is strictly important. For this item, the labeling is pretty much like this. You have to have it something like this says. You have to have a well-defined structure that looks like this. Make it simpler and smaller. The idea is to get your keys structured like this. So this item number 10 that you see, 10 and 11 are the items corresponding to 7, and item number 13 corresponds to 15. Sorry. Now, 15 corresponds to 16, and this is a completely different item on the top. So line number 2 has specific something to do with which region you are using. Line number 8 all the way through 11 are one bucket of things that give you account-wide access to your account with Amazon. It is nothing to do with EC2 in general. Line numbers 15 and 17 are specifically for EC2 and are specifically for the region you're using. If you select a region East and you get a key pair from there and try to use in region West, it will not work. Right? So that's the distinction. These are the multiple elements we need to put together in our knife.rb file, for example. Right? So this line number 12 that you get from your IAM account or from your initial setup of Amazon, first time you set it up, they gave you these keys to begin with. Some of you generated these keys right now. All of them are golden. They go in this line number 12 and 13 together as a access key and secret. This is account-wide access, and it has nothing to do with any particular one single machine or multiple machines. The machine level access is called a key pair. It usually comprises of a public key and a private key. And you can generate this yourself by ssh-keygen -c -t dsa -c email address, something like that. You can generate your own public key and private key using command line number 22. EC2 will let you create a key pair but will hide the public key part and keep with themselves and give you a private key part, which is called a PEM file. That's what EC2 does.
TSA.
The algorithm used.
What's that?
Algorithm used for encryption. Which algorithm would you like to use? There are multiple algorithms here. The DSA is one, RSA is another. And there are multiple algorithms available. So you can change your algorithm you want. Or if you just don't specify anything, that's also good.
Okay. We haven't specified it before.
I see. Okay. So if you do not specify anything, this will work. This is how you generate a key on your terminal. When you click the button here in EC2 console, this one, this EC2 console, it will create a key pair for you. It tells you that you're going to create a key pair, but actually gives you only one. Gives you only one file called PEM file. The public file keeps it for itself, does not give you the public copy of the key. But since you have a private key, you can mathematically generate the public key yourself because you have the private.
Can you, if you create a key pair on Amazon, can you download the private key again at a later time?
No.
So once that's done, then that's it.
Well, it gives you, it pukes literally, like, okay, here, I don't want to touch it. Literally, that's what it does. It pukes the PEM file and makes you responsible for it.
So I guess so a comment then, just in terms of the class in general, if we're going to do, because I'm saving this stuff on my Mac because I don't have all this other password saving stuff. So maybe we can go over that some other time. How do we keep track of all our keys?
Just go download 1Password.
No.
Okay, well something like that. I don't know what.
No, not 1Password.
1Pass.
No.
Whatever.
The simplest way is to email it to yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I just put it in the mail box or notepad.
Fine. Email it to yourself so you always have it in your email. That's the simplest.
But if you have a suggestion, maybe you can email it after the class. Hey, to keep track of your passwords in a PEM file, do this.
Put it in your Dropbox. Put it in your Google Drive. Put it in your email. Put it away from you. Away in a place where you can get to it even if your machine gets destroyed. Because you will destroy the machine.
No, I meant the 1Pass thing that you're using.
No, that's not common, right? Not everybody can get 1Password. Not everybody has Macintosh. Not use that. Email it to yourself is the simplest solution. So if you create a key, email it to yourself, keep it. By the way, this itself is a security issue. I should not say that, email a key to yourself. But it's the simplest, it's the stupidest method of saving. because you should not email keys.
So what's a better way of doing it? Is that, and then we don't have to go down this
A
path.
better way is not necessarily the easiest.
Right. So if you could maybe share that up at a later date, that'd be great.
Okay. Yep. The easiest way in the classroom is email to yourself, and remember that emailing is a bad idea. So having generated a key pair, it actually gives you only one, does not give you the other. So you keep the PEM file with you, and it will give you let you create a name at that time. That name is what is used here. This identifier is what goes in this item, line number 20. That identifier you create when you go and say management console, create a key pair, call it Daniel. So in that is the identifier, Daniel. And when I create a key, it literally pukes that key right there. Boom, here it comes, Daniel.pem.
Could you just call it, give the name of chef and use that for all of your chef access?
Except that this key has nothing to do with chef. It has everything to do with EC2. Right? So
But I'm creating it so that I can use chef to manage my EC2.
you can give it whatever name you prefer. Honestly, it lets you choose your name, right?
Right.
So if you do it like first time, you will struggle with the right nomenclature. The next time you will have your own way of naming people, naming things, naming objects, naming keys. You evolve that nomenclature yourself, right? My preferred way to use it, I call it Cloud Genius, but that's not what you would want. So I'm totally with you. It's your nomenclature. You need to remember what it is.
Okay.
So you understood the key aspect here, which is EC2 related aspect. These keys are essentially injected into the machines you create. And you get the private copy, you keep it safe, it is your responsibility. You ideally keep them in a safe location. In our exercise, this one, we are keeping it in the downloads folder, wherever it sits.
And how does chef know where to find
The chef doesn't know
Right.
anything, you know. You need to
Right.
tell him, go to
So-
download
Mac
folder.
doesn't use that kind of.
It does. You have to provide the path to it.
So-
Where did I provide that?
You do. You will.
I did?
You will.
Oh,
Yeah.
we haven't.
Yeah, you haven't, but you will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you will.
Okay, that was a confusing part because we put the SSH key in there, and we put the access keys and the secret access keys, and we ran the knife command to list the servers.
And it works.
It works, but it doesn't do anything. It didn't use the SSH key at all
I know.
at that
Because
point.
we haven't actually accessed the machine itself. We are accessing
Right,
the account.
but that was just confusing. Why is that? Why did we put it in?
We put that to invoke chef in a subsequent step.
Okay, I know. And now I know that. But as we were going through the exercise, I didn't know why I was doing it.
So when we do knife, it's.
But it did say you won't show any, you won't work right to this optional step, so skip that down to the step. The next one that wasn't optional was the one that actually does say where the PEM file is located.
So
So right now,
I
when we
didn't have
do
time to read it.
knife EC2 server list, that's AWS account level access
Yeah.
only. It hasn't touched.
No, it
the
doesn't go
EC2.
inside a machine. No.
It hasn't touched the
No.
EC2. That's why.
I'm still having trouble
Okay.
throwing some information in there. I created a new feature, tried that, still can
What's the other say?
do not authorize to perform this operation.
So if I start a machine.
So like say right, and install UNF. Install UNF.
Haha, I got it. It's starting an instance.
You got it?
Yep.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Are you actually starting the instance from there?
That's what the non-optional next step command is.
No.
Non-optional. What are you?
You have after this step, after all this in your directions, then it's like optional, you do this, optional, you do this. The next non-optional
I see.
one
Required step.
uses
So
the
I thought-
PEM
so
and
it's like, if
lets you
somebody-
load a server.
the next step in this thing is to delete an instance, but I don't have any instance running. So I started it through the console, and now I know I did the same knife command as listing. Can I say knife
So let me,
server stop?
yeah, well, I don't know if that's the command, but yes, you can do whatever you, feature-wise, yes, you can do that. Check the cheat sheet for the command.
I don't know what the cheat sheet is. Where's the cheat sheet?
The cheat sheet is in the same location in the library. It's in the directions too. There's a link to it that says, hey, use the cheat sheet for commands.
See if stop works. Yeah, it does. Where's the cheat sheet?
The cheat sheet, there's a link to it in the directions. It's also in the same location in the library as the other thing.
From your.
Where's it list the cheat sheet?
Just a second, let me bring up the library.
Am I being like really difficult? You guys can be on.
Slightly. But I think a lot of people are having the same issues, so I think it's not a big deal. So step 8, yes, is where the cheat sheet is. Step 8, yeah.
I don't see any steps there.
On the directions page from the library, I'm using Chef server.
I don't know what that is.
I don't
Can you
know.
go to DevOps?
Go to DevOps. Go to
Right.
using Chef server.
Okay. Where was it? Chef and Chef server commands installed. Okay.
Now they will need the
Okay.
The question is, if I delete a node, is that just going to actually blast it out
Yeah,
of
delete.
AWS, or is
Yeah.
it going to stop it?
No, delete is delete. Stop is different.
Okay, that node stop and check command.
Chef command to stop AWS instance.
Destroy. Destroy.
How do you stop it without destroying it? That's what I'm looking at, constant Googling.
Think copy paste problems.
Oh, extra character.
Extra characters, copy paste issues, quote marks.
Oh, wow.
The quote marks becomes sometimes the quotes are like this, they go like this. You know what that means? There is ASCII character with this quote and this quote.
Oh, okay.
So you have to have both the linear quotes.
Wow.
So you copy and paste these quote marks kill you. Yes, sir.
I'm stuck.
You know what I mean by these quotes?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so that works, right?
Yep.
Okay, so there's my instance name.
Yep.
So I want to stop that.
Knife PC to stop or terminate?
Terminate should
Knife
still,
PC to server delete.
if he wants to stop it, no.
I don't want to. So here it is running right now. I want to change that to stop.
So read the manual.
I think the key doesn't exist. The key
Read go to knife manual documentation and read how to stop, not destroy.
What compute interface?
The key pair does not exist. Go check your EC2 console. And spelling mistake comes to them. Guru है, Guru PSSH है, क्या था? कौन सा use किया?
Guru Ops PSS.
पक्का spelling mistake नहीं होगी?
नहीं, there is 3S.
वो इतना complex नाम इसको पता simple क्यों करता है?
That's the problem I have.
Is it not actually in the location?
Guru Ops SSH. Which बराबर है.
The knife dot आगे लिखा इसके अंदर नहीं है उसको डॉट शेप के अंदर है बार के नीचे यहाँ पर और लाइन कमेंट कर दीजिए ये वाला लाइन कमेंट कर अच्छा अच्छा क्यों सेव कर दिया चलिए क्योंकि उधर है इसलिए उधर है वो काम करेगा अभी तो मशीन थोड़ी एक्सेस कर रहा है जैसे जिस कर CD डॉट CD डॉट चला टेस्ट कर चलिए तो टाइपिंग मिस्टेक ठीक है यहाँ लंबा करके रखा है तुमने Let's check this one. Let's start essentially होगा क्रिएट कर सकते चाहिए सिंपल नाइस EC2 सर्वर लिस्ट चल रहा है ये सर्वर्स भी पर चल रहा अभी जरा उसका नाम फाइल का नाम टेस्ट करते हैं टेस्ट इसमें Muru EC2 server create Muru OP SS कितने ऐसे लगा
Are you able to create the image new image other?
Sorry?
Are you able to create a new image?
Yes, I got that.
So when you call for the image name,
Yeah.
image value, this is the AMI number, right?
Yeah, I put in, I went and looked it up. You can put in 68
Okay.
C2.
Give me a second. So you don't need to type AMI dash, you just
Yeah, AMI dash.
Is it AMI dash or I dash?
Well, I is the flag, but AMI is the name.
okay.
AMI dash 68 C
68C.
C
Uh-huh.
2
Uh-huh.
A
Uh-huh.
858.
What is that?
That's just an AMI.
Well,
You did not provide a valid image value.
You did not provide a what?
Valid
Valid
image
image.
value.
I
So
got that.
knife EC2 server create image server name
Yeah.
space the AMI number.
Do X, do a dash X space Ubuntu
It doesn't like the
Space X.
image.
X space Ubuntu
I use web
Dash.
browsing.
capital I
West.
and then the name of the AMI.
The West.
Oh,
You find out machine
I
that you
space the name of the AMI.
go to step number
So dash I, capital I is the flag, dash capital I. And then space AMI dash
Yes.
6. I can reread it if you want me to.
I have it.
Okay.
Let me try that.
And then
Okay.
F for type of server dash F T1 micro T1 dot micro.
So that's it. Waiting for instance. Okay.
Yeah.
So you server create server name. What does the X stand for?
Something like OS.
Oh, okay. When you have a server name, you don't need it, right?
Do that.
That might be wrong for you.
Okay.
You want to do
AMI ID
dash.
from here.
Okay.
So anytime you put it in flags, these are all flags, these are separate names.
Uh-huh.
So you want to put in, you're going to call a bunch of options.
Okay.
But any option you're going to want to put in, you want to make sure you put a dash.
Oh, dash. Okay.
Dash and then whatever you're saying it to.
Oh, I think
I apologize,
I've done dash div.
I went off the beaten track here.
It wasn't very
So,
happy with various things.
First of all,
This may be the server name of that.
Oh, really?
and
Yeah,
I
we'll see.
so basically I found download
But the dash I part,
but
that's
it's
correct
on
this
the
time, so you got that done.
OS.
Oh, okay.
But here's
You need to
what,
be able
here's
to
the
take
command
that
from the
key
documentation.
Okay.
and bring it
When you
into my
not
terminal
Here's
session,
the server
and
create
I'm not sure how to do
dash
that.
S, which is the server
Is
name,
that here?
dash I, which is where the pen file is.
No, I know, and I just, It's just,
Dash
Just do it in the name
image
itself.
dash
okay,
app.
so can I
The
download that
thing
one more
is-
time?
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
That
So
would,
you
okay,
wanna-
so,
See, this
Which one
level
are you
is
referring?
small, so you're gonna pay for that.
well, I'm
By
assuming
Got it.
in the instructions,
And,
I'm right here,
So if you don't provide the script file,
I'm at
It's
this
gonna be
step
different
here,
difficulty logging into
and
it.
it's
Yeah,
not
that's true.
created,
that's
So you're gonna wanna
So
fill
let's
that
go
with
to
launch.
cannot
You
access
can do
because I
the
don't
90
have
EC2
the
server
files.
destroy, and that should
Let's
fill it.
download it in this machine instead.
Okay,
So you go to the package box,
Destroy.
then go to EC2,
All caps will work.
and then you create EC2 at the top.
What is
Second item on top.
You only have one, right?
And then you create EC2 key pairs on the bottom.
Server delete, try delete, sorry, not destroy.
On the left side of the
Just server
bottom.
delete. And then server name, but let's try it without servers, because you only have one. Okay. Try the 9th EC2 server list. Just make sure you don't have one.
Key pairs here. You delete every other key pair you have before.
I just created it. Okay.
These are work, you're in your work account, hopefully you're.
no. That'll be disaster.
Ah, well, you have various running,
Yeah, there are
Yes.
old ones.
if they're old, you can't kill them, right?
Yeah. So micro
You can only run one micro.
To save
But
it.
that free trade,
You
you can see your bill on there. You can run more than that? Is it just total hours per month?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, 800 hours per month.
Now you watch it download and follow the steps, it will complete. Okay. And say yes.
Make sense?
Sounds good,
Cool.
thank you.
Oh, I should
Genius.
read.
It should be Michael Rugby.
Did you get, Meg?
No, it's complaining about,
Right.
oh, I know.
Okay. So, yeah, so after you have that, okay, so now.
Your AC theory, by the way, Dan? Is crap.
AC3?
His AC theory is
No.
crap.
Okay.
Because there ain't no AC.
But I just created the, so it's, the command is terminate, and it does not delete the instance. Just, or, yeah,
Yeah, it should delete it.
no, it doesn't delete, or no, it is delete,
This
it's
is
delete,
where we,
it's delete. If you delete it with the with the
Yeah.
knife command, it doesn't delete the instance from,
It stops it.
it just terminates it. But so on
So
when
this
you
one-
list your instances, it says terminated,
Yeah.
but so you can restart it.
Can you restart it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one.
Can you restart it tomorrow,
So now
though?
I'm gonna
'Cause
cut
in theory, you
and
shouldn't be
paste,
able to.
It's on the documentation.
It should
So this
disappear
stays.
after the,
But then
if
someone.
it's in terminate instead of stopped.
You have the content that goes right there, exactly. That's what it goes. You
Okay,
have
so-
your-
See, I hear it, and then like it went off like right away.
Yeah, so I just set this to be 2 hours. I think last time I pushed it, it's funky.
somewhere there.
So it's like,
Just went off.
This block is what you need and.
Yeah, we ended it.
It's awesome.
Starting and
That's what goes in
explaining.
the,
And the only edit change I need to do
Maybe it's
is.
getting overwritten by some
Michael, right?
global setting downstairs.
1, 2, 3. It says changes.
It's definitely warmer here. What does the temperature say?
it
So
says
this will be
that it is
That will be Michael.
76 degrees.
Perfect.
And then
Oh,
change
wait.
this.
Does it heat up or cool down or?
It's not heating, it's not technically warming us up. It's just not.
I think it came on again, didn't it?
It is currently on. Let's see if it, and it's off.
Wow.
I think
I think it's getting overridden.
Somebody needs to sit here.
It just
It's still complaining
You think you're in India or something? You can have a dude sit there and press the button all day long.
That's not only in India, it happens here too.
I've never seen that in this country.
You know,
I have had people who like,
you haven't seen the U.S. Postal Service.
Oh my god.
you just called me that day.
No.
Try.
No, that's actually a really important thing.
I know, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Just
But the
joking.
Postal Service really does have too many people.
I know. But the funny thing I hear about using people saying going postal,
858.
It's the bad thing.
the bad thing.
No, sorry.
Yeah, the bad thing.
See what happens if you want to do that, but.
How are you doing, sir?
It's an 8 instead of a 4.
Yeah, see,
Yeah. Yeah.
Where are you?
I'm here.
It might
Cheat
be a
sheet.
server. You don't know what you're gonna get. But there you go.
So,
Yeah, go ahead and change it
things
to
we already did.
You run the ISP service.
No.
No. No, I didn't do the cheap.
Skip something. Obviously, skip something. Okay.
Just straight point number 8, point number 4.
Short, like, recently changed from it's guessing at what that would be.
There is a Gems code form, right? How do you install it?
All is already installed.
Otherwise, it's giving Ruby.
Are you
computer.
in US West?
Because it's a record on your credentials or something. I'll come and take a look.
So when you
Or
Just check it.
Maybe
Maybe that is- So do this, go to launch. Just hit launch.
I got $270 bill.
Oh. For his AWS, the images he's been left running.
No.
72?
what did you leave?
It's like 5 VMs.
I think so, yeah.
Then there probably say EBS and.
Yeah.
just expense them, Shahul. Let Expedia buy them.
I can do that, that's a great idea.
You could. I think you should just say it's part of.
Class
It's
expenses.
part of Cloud Class.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally expensive.
That's a nice name.
Do launch.
Obviously, because. Oh, God, very much.
Go to EC2 dashboard. Now click on launch. And scroll down just a little bit. Ubuntu 1. 65.8. So you were trying to put in the 64-bit one.
Okay.
It's possible that there's a mismatch between the 64-bit one. It may not run on
Oh,
micro,
yes, it is.
but we just fixed it.
Right, this is the
That's
second
the one. That's the
number.
second one, and you have a micro in there. Okay, I don't have another theory.
I think it's working.
There's some activity now. I love it. It just needs yelled at and hit many times.
I said it's over free.
Computer typing too fast.
At this point, I'd rather freeze than sweat. I have a sweater I can put on. There's not much else that I can appropriately take off.
We will. I have my jacket.
Alright, let's go back to community.
It's kind of funny because the last couple of weeks it's been really cold in here.
Yep.
And like I get home and I'm almost like on a borderline of catching a cold. And now the opposite. Yeah.
So this fog error is coming because of copying pasting.
Yeah, that's been my issue.
Your issue, his issue, his issue.
But now.
I did have another issue on top of that, but-
Downloaded that. Then too.
This is copy and paste error.
Don't copy and paste it.
I have a, when you,
Go
when
back.
you were in the moment, the last
If you
time.
have copy and paste it, let's just let's erase that and type, not the whole command, but do an up arrow, go to the AMI, erase the whole AMI thing, and type it in and make sure that the dashes are happy. So it's AMI dash 68 C 2A 858. Yep.
What if you don't have any servers that show up?
They show blank.
Yeah.
Alright.
No, he was running his definition.
All I'm doing is removing the quotes and
Let's see.
writing them by hand again.
Let's throw in just to, let's put a, we'll do the Amazon ones to be Ubuntu.
Is that what was wrong?
Microsoft.
Try
won't
the
be bad.
32-bit Amazon image or the Red Hat image. Don't do Red Hat Enterprise one, charge you, but like the first two Amazon ones are. Probably something else wrong. I should check. Maybe that here is not really that issue.
Yeah.
I do it by hand.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but this is what Shahul did and fixed it. By doing it by hand, copying pasting doesn't seem to work.
Even the key? Typing the key also?
The way I got,
Do not. The real problem area is what happens is the ASCII code for quote sign is different. Sometimes it looks the same like this, but it may be this code versus that code. Have you seen those? And that causes a problem, potentially. You cannot visually tell it, they all look the same. And so that's the area where you should be very careful, especially in those around those quotes, is to kill it completely and manually type by hand. That segment, specifically focus on that area. That's where the problem comes from.
What happens if you don't get a list?
If you don't get a list, it's a great thing because you don't have any machine. So it gives you a blank list, which shows that it is working. So congratulations.
No way.
Yes, way.
Okay.
Yes, it is working. Because you don't have any machines there. You can also go to the next step.
How annoying is that? Double check that that's a free tier server once it's up, or just kill it.
Yeah.
Since we did a weird one.
Do you want the AMI correct one for you? Is that different from what you had before?
She was running the command off of desktop instead of on Chef Repo, and it was giving her an invalid AMI command.
I know.
So it was a useless
nothing to
error
do with
message,
Yeah.
but we finally got her to Chef Repo just for kicks to try it, and it finally worked.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes, sir.
the sleeping error.
Yes, that's what I was saying. I was like, I bet this error message
And
has
then
nothing
work
to do with
inside
it.
your Chef Repo.
Like, yeah, that helps a lot. So you killed your servers now, Joe?
Really?
I do everything. I did not leave anything out.
Make sure to check EBS, because sometimes we still have EBS
Yeah.
volumes that are disconnected.
I did that. Yeah.
This one I just created.
In worst case, I will change the credit card number.
Or RDS or anything else.
Not in your Chef Repo?
But so I started it though, and it looks like it started okay, and then but now it's sitting here waiting for SSH.
Oh, yeah. Waiting for this.
If you wait for SSHD even to start off on the remote computer you just started, so that it can then hook up from here onto that machine and install Chef.
Yeah, but it's been waiting here for a good
Kill it and be inside your Chef Repo, not outside.
Is yours doing anything weird for me?
Yeah, I'm also waiting for
So if
SSH.
I do,
Let it give it a little more time. Mine took a little bit.
Oh,
Oh, have you checked your security? Did you do the check your security?
Here you go live TCP server list.
Go on AWS and go to security groups, and do network and security.
You did not even set up your live
Yeah.
RB in the correct location.
Double click that, or actually
You
just go
have to set
inbound.
up in your global location, not in the Chef Repo. So what you did is, you created an TCP server list.
It's
Global port,
but it should
which is called .chef.
It's in dust, it's in dust.
Okay, that's fine.
It worked. It worked.
Finish this, that-
Yeah.
It's almost never happened without your desktop. Here, it worked. Not inside Chef Repo.
I know,
It
yeah,
worked
but
here.
I'm doing things a little bit. Go ahead, you can also go ahead and check.
If you go inside Chef Repo, it will not work.
Yeah.
Because you haven't configured it. There is a knife.rb file.
Yeah, this is running. It's just initializing, but it was
Inside Chef Repo, that's the exercise, right?
give it that a few minutes. If
About
it's
the Chef Repo
still
that we are working inside.
cracked out, then
Yeah.
I'm gonna redo it, but
That was good.
you could have just gotten it back, you know,
I'll
sort of.
tell you where you have your knife.rb correct, and I can tell you where it should be. You
have the knife around read and you have it in here. This is knife around you created. It's actually done. You want to move this knife around read file in your folder. This and overwrite. So yes. You have to exit out from here. Go to desktop. Here now it will work.
Okay, now, if I come here, this is still running.
Kill these instances, create again.
So I'm going to say, knife, EC2,
Not nice.
is that knife?
Not nice.
Server, terminate, that,
So I want you to kill them. So delete.
please, sorry. Delete this,
And when you kill a server like this, you remember that you are also creating a node entry and a client entry, your ops code account. So if you do it 5 times, you'll block out on the limit. So before you go creating and deleting servers, remember that you have to also create and delete your nodes and clients in ops code. Otherwise, your limit will run out. Your limit
where
to 5.
where would I find that?
What?
So you talked about that.
Yeah, you're jumping ahead. The instructions are after 8. After step number 8, you will have instructions on how to delete a node, how to delete a client. You see that?
No. I went to your the cheat sheet, and the cheat sheet said to do this.
Didn't say
I told you to do a specific thing in cheat sheet and come back.
Okay, so I should stop.
Instead of trying to do every command in cheat sheet.
If you do every command in cheat sheet, you'll have fun. And I don't think you will actually accomplish anything because the cheat sheet have a random collection.
But thank you for
Things
letting.
It will let you destroy everything you want, whatever you have. Like, there are lots of commands in the cheat sheet. But I just want you to create a machine and come back to the original sequence.
Okay, so I need to create that machine again. I was on the right path, but I just need to create it.
Just be inside your chef repo as you create a machine. As you follow step number 8, you want to take care of 3 things: the keys, the region, and the AWS AMI ID.
Okay, so
Yeah,
when I do history,
What history?
the history command, then I want to say history, but I only want
And
to
this
list the
one I
last
would go in
40
originally on.
commands. How do I do that?
I don't know.
The 32-bit
You
one.
just go up arrow 40 times and it will give you.
I can give you the number if you want.
Actually, there's an easier way.
What?
Here is an easier way. Do you remember which command you want?
Do Control C.
Nice. Right, actually, I just got it.
So just type KNIFE and go up arrow, it will give you all the knives.
Or Control
All right,
C.
so I'm going to create the server, right? You want me to create
Okay,
Make sure.
excellent.
Read step number 8. It
Like
shows you to
rerun
go
it.
to cheat sheet. In cheat sheet, there are 3 things to care about before you run the command.
And
You
remove it
make
from
sure
the
you read
notes.
that. Don't go to history to copy the previous
Remove it from
command.
your ops code.
Because now I've already done
Well,
it.
just in case.
So I've already created that instance. So if I created it again, it's going to create another one.
Yes, new one.
But I want to delete. So I actually want to delete this from.
So go to go to EC2, delete from the EC2 console. Go to ops code, delete from the client list and node list in the ops code console. That'll like this. Here's how you would do it. You go to ops code, manage.opscode.com, and you find your machines there and delete from there. So in here, you pick your organization, then go select nodes, and you select the node and you delete it. Like this. Got that?
I have no nodes to show.
Yeah.
Fine. The nodes were 0 because your chef run did not even start. Because it was waiting for SSHD.
Right. All right. So I have these instances on
EC2
AWS,
console, you delete them by
EC2,
hand.
And I'm gonna delete it.
Yeah.
Alright, so the action, no delete.
Terminate.
Kill,
It's
destroy.
terminated, it's terminated. If I run that command again, that EC2 create, isn't it going to create a brand new instance?
Yes, it could.
And I'll have 3
But you'll
No, you
terminate
don't have them.
instances, so they're
Terminate
gone. Terminate's gone. When it says stopped, then you still have an EBS volume somewhere that it's connected to and it's stopped, and you can restart that. But if it's terminated, it's toast.
They'll show you an entry in red color, ignore that. If it is green, it is running. If it is red entry, you can safely ignore. It is terminated. It will disappear in few hours.
I can't restart it then.
Mm-mm.
Now it's waiting for SSHD, but I'm in the right directory.
Awesome.
I'm trying with another key now.
Another key.
I created a key for them. Let me see.
Try to keep your name simple. Not Murugan ops SSSSSSSH. That has no meaning. Really, it makes your life hard. How many SS? How many times?
I don't know why I make life hard so much.
Keep it simple. Call it like Muru is good, right? Simple enough. Use Muru.
Like, make it.
Hey, Muru ops
Thank you.
SSH.
No one can hack it.
Exactly. He himself cannot hack it.
With knife though, can you stop an EC2 instance?
That's what I'm. In
The-
theory,
the-
it
the
says.
concept is, listen, the concept is machines are disposable. You don't want to save them, you create them on the fly again anytime
So
you
there's no
want.
point to rebooting or things like that. But yes, you can stop and restart. I'm looking for that command set right now.
Don't go that direction. That's not the right way of thinking. Cloud machines are disposable. You create a machine, you don't like it, throw it away, get a new one. That's how you should think about it.
So it's about IT.
They're disposable machines. They're like tissue paper. You don't stop a tissue paper and use it again tomorrow. You throw it away.
Bad, that's a bad analogy.
I know, I've been talking all like 7 days. I know a whole lot of detail about tissue papers than anybody else right now.
Is it launching?
Right here.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not sure if this is where it is.
SSHD.
So I think about.
What did you do to fix your SSH?
I went into
I'm in the cheat sheet.
said if I go
I
into the
think-
chat repo, then it would fix that.
Mm.
But it's waiting. It has
Step number 4.
Yeah.
Hey, that AMI number, sorry to go with that. AMI number in the cheat sheet is right.
No.
Oh.
It's not right?
It is not correct?
Well, it could be.
For your region?
You just the one in the cheat sheet said double check, and I just didn't use it. I can read you one I know that works.
This one,
if
it
you
says,
like.
it says it's initializing still. It's
So,
in my AWS
You
management console.
can just accept this.
But we're gonna, it should work.
Then that, and
If
I
it
can
doesn't,
do,
then
I
it
see
kind
the
of,
tree.
because that let me know and I
And
can
I've done
look
all
at it.
that, and then I,
You did number 4.
I think
Yeah, I think
I
you-
think I'm
Number
figured
4 for
it out.
you.
yeah.
I think you have this.
And
I think
here
the
I've
SSG,
done this,
that's,
to
and I think both of you guys have the same problem. I don't know what that is.
And here,
Now you,
Where
number
your
5.
stuff
That's
is
what you
along the
reviewed.
launch.
yeah.
Now I'm gonna screw this up because I think.
And I don't have a
freeze.
server list, so no servers.
Check one more time, you actually do not, and if the server is showing empty, terminal. 9 pieces to server list. It's showing you empty.
Do you-
Gives you time to take a snapshot.
Did you-
This, I should kill myself.
Okay.
Yes, beautiful.
What?
It is working. Now is a good time to take a
It's nice.
snapshot. So read
This,
step number 5.
this thermostat doesn't
Yeah,
actually
and
read
then
the
Call it
temperature.
good name.
It still
Yeah.
reads this same
Like
temperature.
after step number 5, done successfully.
It doesn't.
That should be.
What was your
okay.
thing, Morgan?
Me?
Mm.
If I tell you, you will kill me. So when I kill myself.
If what?
So now you can always come back to this point in time whenever you feel like. Because now you're making more mistakes. You will come back to this state.
Okay, I
And
was
all
in
the
the
setup
setup
already taken care of, right?
Directory?
region,
Region.
and different region, North Virginia, but I'm trying to far.
West.
Build it in West. All this stuff. So
You're trying to build it in west, but your default region is not west?
now I change
You
it
take
to
a snapshot, why you proceed?
Oregon's west too.
West, right?
Step by
So
step.
I changed it to
Okay,
Oregon.
so I'm not
And,
deleting
what I was
anything because I
doing
don't have
was-
any.
I think there was a step number 6. Step number 6 says optional.
I created
Keep it in your
keys,
read the line.
depends
Optional.
in
Keep it in
Virginia.
your first
Yeah,
attempt.
Yeah.
they are
Okay,
region
there is
specific
Step number
keys.
6
So
altogether.
that's what I'm saying. I feel like really
Go to 7.
Well, my problem was that
Seven
mine
was
was
optional.
using,
Yeah.
even though I
In
had
your first
global
attempt.
keys, I also had user keys.
Go to 7 or 8.
And the user
Okay.
keys are what I
Number
saved
8
to
says
dashboard, not my global keys.
start a
And I
cloud
couldn't
machine.
figure out why my
Right,
global
which is
keys
the
were
cheat
functioning,
sheet.
because I was mixing my
cheat
global
sheet,
and
there are
my,
a
like,
few
I
steps.
was listing my global secret with my public
And it's-
user, and it was bad. So I figured that out.
It's saying that it could
Cheat sheets here. Cheat sheets have few things to worry about. Talks about here.
So the region is still
So-
US.
First is this.
But it's San Francisco, it's basically filled. They ran out of space about
So,
2 years ago.
Caution the keys,
And
caution the
so people
regions,
still have
caution
servers
the
there.
database ID.
And if
after
you
these
do own
precautions,
servers there, you can
you
sometimes
construct
launch
your
servers
command.
there. They were talking about
Command will look
restricting it to
something
people
like
who
this.
already had servers there, basically. The default,
You have to follow
the
these
previous
steps
default
to reach this point, and then you
location
execute
was
this
east.
in your
So
terminal.
depending on when you start
Okay,
your
here's a
account, your
question though. So
default.
if you go
They
here,
have
it gives
faced
you
to the
the
east.
option of launching it
And
through a
then,
GUI.
at some point, changed
what
over
we're
to
doing.
default being west.
So
West 2.
then,
West 2 is Oregon, West 1 is San Diego.
Is there east?
okay, so you don't.
No, there's only just one. They were partly because they basically every region has multiple data centers, right?
Yes, I.
So they
tend to
can
click
keep
the launch
building
button, but not to
multiple.
launch
They
the
have,
machine though.
15 data centers in this one. They can just keep adding another data center into one. Same with Oregon, but San Francisco, they just ran out of physical space. They couldn't find any more data centers that weren't going to charge on the lake.
Okay.
And they're like, I can't fit more servers in this one. It's like, forget it, let's just do Oregon, it's gonna be way cheaper. And we can add data centers. So that's custom.
These steps.
If I don't combine in kill buttons.
I don't think that's necessary.
I have to read that.
But you know, this is what happens whenever I do shift, I get stuck with something like this.
Don't we
I
all?
break my head.
Don't we all? We all have proceeded past step 8. I mean, come on. We're all kind of.
The blue launch button and subsequent walkthrough will show you the AMI ID that you have already used. So you get the ID from there, and it will come in here for the right ID. This ID will be wrong. But apparently it is not wrong, but it may be wrong. The ID will work. But I want you to know how to find the right AMI ID. And so this sequence tells you how to find that ID. You bring the ID from that launch button, it will tell you exactly what machine ID you want. You bring it back here and incorporate in the command here. Then invoke knife.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. When you click that instance, to create an instance, you're presented with the choice of all of the different, and that's what I was unclear about. So in here, you can do you want to install, but then, like, what is the, like, is it a 32-bit or a 64-bit?
That's determined by the AMI.
That is given here. If you click the launch button, it will let you choose what AMI 32-bit or 64-bit you want, what operating system you want. Is it Red Hat? Is it Amazon version of Linux, which is also similar to Red Hat, or it is Ubuntu or other types of operating systems you want. You can select the choices after you click the blue button.
Okay.
You should click that button, walk and understand what you want. Bring the AMI ID back here. The idea is to grab the AMI ID from that wizard. So you know what machine you want to start. You want to start machines from knife as opposed to the blue button. So you still hit the blue button to get the ID.
Yes.
Do it once. You click the blue button.
Or more likely in the future, you would have your own AMIs built
Yes.
to your company specifications. So you would know this AMI corresponds to a web server, so you'd use that one.
There is an AMI ID for that machine. That's an AMI ID for this machine.
I got you. Okay. And obviously, I can go with the pre-eligible, right?
Yeah, go free tier eligible, select Ubuntu 64-bit. It's a good choice.
Okay.
Scroll down, keep scrolling. It you'll get to it. Slowly you will find Ubuntu server shows up, and there are two versions: 64-bit AMI, 32-bit AMI. You choose the 64, and you will find that it is the same ID. You don't select, just copy the same ID. That's what you want. That's the ID you want. So you just copy that, take it home. Did not copy. So the idea behind this blue button is to get the ID. And you bring it back to your sequence, get the knife, and incorporate it into the command itself, and then use the command to invoke and start a machine.
Okay.
Ultimately found the
What was the error?
was creating keys in Virginia.
Keys in Virginia. I told you. I told you three cautionary elements. First caution with keys. Second caution with region. Third caution with the AMI ID. Right? They're in the cheat sheet right there. Like one after the other mentioned up front.
Need to add the fourth one.
What?
Run within chef repo.
Okay.
Now, are you still having your launch problem?
Still waiting.
Oregon.
Are you still waiting for it?
No, it's just you guys. You guys have separate issues.
Alright, so what, did you use a different AMI then, did you? So maybe it's our AMI that's.
Why don't you kill this, and I'll give you the AMI number I used.
I'm looking for the AMI here.
That worked, right?
Yeah, me and Shabu launched just fine.
Oh, okay, but give us that here.
Wait a second.
That's what the.
Let me know when you're ready.
Select.
No wonder. Okay.
What's that? Easy to dashboard. I think the long button, blue one, first. Select. Drop down, scroll down. Slowly go to the button. This one AMI, I'm going to that. That whole thing, copy.
I don't know, it's just really, yeah.
No. Let me do that one. Okay. Live G and then that's it.
Okay, so this is, it says it's staying on my node and
Sounds like I don't have a.
corresponding node and client are still on chef client. Or chef server.
So you can go delete that.
Alright, so I'm looking at nodes right now.
What is this?
It says there's no node.
I don't know what that is.
Why is there no node?
You probably just have a sync.
Don't stress it. The chef client hasn't started yet.
Oh, because that's right.
Yeah, check where it has to start.
Okay, T1 micro, AMI 6. Okay, what was the AMI that you were using?
Okay.
Oh.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
It is.
No.
You're not ready?
I'm not.
Gosh,
Give me 2 minutes.
no worries.
I made a mistake. They're trying to hurry.
Is your username -x Ubuntu?
That's not a username. That's the
operating
flavor,
system.
I think it's called.
No. And then -I, AMI, something,
Right.
something, -f, T1 micro.
Right.
And it doesn't actually, so this one, I'm not specifying where it's going.
No, it's going to go to your default region unless you say it otherwise. Your default region is west.
How close are you?
30 seconds.
So we'll go stop watching.
Yeah, you can. Okay, you can start with the.
All right. It is AMI 6, 8. C is in cat. 2, A is in apple. 8, 5, 8.
AMI -68C2A858.
Correct.
Check this out. I'm using.
Okay.
Did you start it, Meg?
still wait for it. That seems to be the sort.
So,
I'm looking back to see mine. I don't remember if it took forever. Yeah, very quick. But let's scroll back.
if I'm doing that, I should now have something on.
So what mine did, it did take a little while. Mine first came up and gave me an instance ID, flavor, image, region.
Yeah.
Is everybody getting that?
Yeah.
May?
Yeah.
Dan?
Instance, flavor,
Right.
yeah, image.
And then I'm getting waiting, then I got waiting for instance,
That,
and then public DNS, public private IPs.
yeah.
And then mine eventually said waiting for SSD.
How many dots?
SSHD,
How many dots
done.
do you have after SSHD?
It doesn't still list my dots, it just says done.
Okay, so I'm gonna start listing dots.
Well, under instance, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yeah,
8.
so that one
I had like 12.
Yeah, so that one like.
Happened really quick.
Then,
Yeah, so I don't know, give it a little bit, see what happens.
I need to get bifocals.
We'll do it, man.
I just
Just reading.
no, these are for distance.
Oh, but
So whenever so I'm looking at you, I gotta do this, and I gotta keep it.
they have those things.
That's why I used to, when I was at Microsoft, I was, it's called Lanyang.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Yay, and lanyards. Oh, the
Like
the glasses holder, that's different than lanyard.
Lanyang.
Lanyard.
Target, Lanier. Love it.
What do you call
We see. I don't
Glasses holders?
them? What's that?
I was being a smart aleck. I don't need them yet. I do. I just don't look at people.
Another reason I think they're called lanyards is because that one year I was at a conference, I sponsored, it's like all these different sponsors. Oh, you can sponsor the lanyard. And actually,
Well,
I
are
have some
glasses,
still
are
in my
glasses
car from
holders
all the
different
years
than a
ago.
badge, lanyards for a badge?
Yeah.
They are, so it's a different word. You're not saying lanyard is in the French way.
How do you
Yep.
spell that?
Lanyard or
Yeah.
lanier?
L.
Lanier should be based on this pronunciation.
Screw it, we'll figure it out. I mean, maybe this person all these years ago were.
Not even giving error. It's slow.
Are you waiting for SSHD as well? Oh, would you freaking just let me not use that service?
So you're not authorized, you need a key active. The form is like, I assume there was some kind of error with keys. The key is accurate.
It knows you that you're not an administrator, you're a minion. That's what the problem is.
Okay.
So it says you are a minion, you're not allowed to enter. I know who you are, you're not allowed to enter. That's what it's telling you. So you want to go and become a boss, not a minion. How do you do that? Go to IAM, and the me becomes, me is not this me, the other me. Right? And you want to go to the IAM users, right?
Or this one? Not this one?
Is it IAM?
Isn't
Or
this
you want the IAM?
IAM management?
Okay, good. So you want to make this me does not belong to any group. So add him to the super user group. And you make him the super admin.
Eyeglass change.
Now you're suddenly get permissions. And now you work.
So when you look up lanier, what do you get?
Now you go here and run it again, it will work. Because now you are not a minion anymore. You are super duper admin. And it started, oh my goodness, started Eclipse for you. Only when you never needed it to begin with. So yeah, if you run it again, this time it will work. Because you're the super duper boss now. It will work, take guarantee now.
All right. I don't even have to look at it, you guaranteed it.
See, it showed you nothing.
So
Right? It showed you nothing, meaning you have no instances running.
I was
So
wrong.
it showed you correctly.
You're just making things up.
No, I was like, that's what I was told.
It showed you that you have no instances running, which is awesome. Which is good
Okay.
news. So you have it working. Is it working?
I looked at them.
Oh, yeah,
Very
good.
yesterday.
All good?
Oh, yeah.
Show me your ops code.
That's good.
What do you have, nodes and everything? All good? Oh, you've taken care of
Yeah, and
that?
then the people that are having issues are Dan Maynard, and they're all, luckily they're having the same issue, it appears.
This is taking.
Their SSHD is taking forever to launch, and I changed out their AMI. It was the same one that Shibboleth and I used, and ours launched really quick. It's not the AMI,
You
and
know what, but
they are running from
here's-
Chef repository.
Here's the other thing that's happening now, is that it's never creating a node on Chef.
Because the chef has to run.
It's never been that far.
Yeah.
You have to
even
first
this
establish
one.
SSHD connection and then inject chef.
So maybe I got something wrong then.
Are you, which Wi-Fi network are you on?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, it should work with SSHD.
I'm on LWT, Shibboleth, which one are
Even
you
that
on?
will work.
I'm close.
Okay, then it should.
Really? Are you, well, no, it's not, because I thought Cloud Genius was,
It's open.
you're an LWRT?
And he was on Cloud Genius, so that doesn't it.
No, you're plugged in hardwired.
How does that work?
Alright, because, you know, he said, I'm gonna switch.
To be on cloud.
No, it's not required. No. No, that should not be an issue. Should not be an issue. The issue is somewhere else.
I'm switching.
So, you know,
It's not the AMI, they're all in Chef repo.
the other one is also there.
It's not keys, because I got past all that
This is
stuff.
also going on, that's also.
You're running two at the same time, Bob, in two different folders, two different terminals.
Huh, all the energies, all the activities are in the cloud, so it shouldn't leave.
If I go here, it's saying everything that it's running, checks are done.
Oh, yours?
So the machines are up and running, but the chef is not getting invoked.
Yeah.
So at this point, the idea is to go to the back door, which is break Control C and try simple SSH into your machines to public IP. I'll go demonstrate that how you do
Yeah, I
it.
tried that.
So what happens?
It didn't get.
Warning, identity file not accessible. You don't have your cloud gene.
Oh, did you chmod your
wait.
PEM files?
You should not be using it. It should be this name should be used. Chmod 400.
Your PEM file, you need to chmod 400 your PEM files. It's a
See,
command,
somebody-
means change,
Change mode.
well,
I
change.
did that.
So manually go SSH -I PEM file and then Ubuntu add server IP
I
address.
did that.
And so what happens? Does it let you in?
Uh,
To say Cloud Genius is not your name.
accessible. No.
Cloud Genius is not your name.
That's right.
Your name is something else.
Say,
What is that, what is the name? I thought it was,
What? Whose name?
what is this?
what is dash S what?
To
Dash
verify
S.
SSH. What
Is the
is
name of the key with the knife command.
Oh, just
But if you
SSH
don't have
server.
a keyboard, so.
SSH-I IP address.
Chef example.
how do you know what IP address to connect to?
Well, it's either on in your terminal when you launch your new server, or it's on the GUI.
Try to get the plain SSH command to work first.
A good way, an easy way to do it is go into your GUI on AWS,
SSH-I
go to your instances.
PEM file.
My instance never launched because
Well, then you can't SSH into it.
so
And then
if
Ubuntu add IP address.
Did you ever chmod your PEM file?
I did,
Okay.
and then tried to generate the instance, with night.
Right, and what'd you get?
The subnet ID does not exist.
That's
My name-
interesting. I don't know why you're giving that error, but let me come over there and help.
Here's the front.
Is it the same IP address?
So, I think,
Okay, let me look at your command. Oh,
Are your ports open on what?
where's your?
Cloud? For the security ports?
Yeah, it didn't like the way that he formatted the command. So do it the other way where he said two directions. You can do it this way. Just get rid of the slashes
Check computational circuit.
and do it all in one line.
Get rid of slashes, do it all in one line, so when you get prompted, so do from the first one.
wait,
Oh, don't worry about creating prompted.
it's all trash.
Just do
What's rapid 24?
So
so it'll look like that.
Wait, how do you check when
So
you?
no slashes.
Right. So, okay, so
Wait, how do you
it's-
check?
So how do I change the port then?
Add a port. Just open, explicitly open a port and do it again.
Wait, how do you check which?
Dash,
Security.
space,
Okay.
dash, capital S,
Okay, but how do I add
Cloud
a port?
Genius, space.
Say,
Cloud Genius,
You go edit. Add port number 22. You
space,
open the whole
Lowercase
traffic range,
I.
the whole.
dash I, right?
That's dangerous.
Space, and the downloads have.
You get all kinds of attacks.
Ian.
Called VPC security group.
Oh, yeah, you're
It's
right.
a regular security group without VPC.
Space,
Try selecting not.
dash X Ubuntu. Space, space,
Do that.
dash capital I, AMI, and let's do this one because we know this one's been working.
In
6.8. C is in cat 2 A 858. And then dash F.
do we say custom source, customized T,
One
or any IP?
Delete. Delete the account.
Okay, enter.
I don't know what.
I'm not clicking type again. It's
In this here,
buffers.
in this.
Oh,
I think the
Don't
people,
save.
awesome.
don't save it. Let me go and check my computer. Clean this
Keeper
here,
micro
clean
does not
this.
exist. Okay. So
When you say, when you
it's
create
glitched
the
to this
SSH
location. So do
on
CD.
port 22, is it, you use a custom IP?
No,
Tilde.
you should say any IP. So let me go there and examine what's going on. In security groups,
Downloads.
this is how it should show.
Enter.
In default,
LS.
there should be an entry that shows inbound routes,
Just LS.
open.
The only reason you need
All
that
traffic.
is if it's
all range.
Okay, so the
That's what it was in your case. But what about this?
Why are there two people?
Right, you want to have a default group which has the 22 port open. That's the one we are being used.
double check.
This the one that I have, the default, which is not a part of VPC.
Doesn't make any sense.
So what is
Feel
the
like we do it
setting?
again.
The-
Do we know that stuff? There you go.
You should have a
Um,
default group without VPC. Are you
Or
playing inside a VPC or something?
Space.
Okay, that actually does let me connect,
Space.
You got connected to SSH directly?
yes. And once I opened it up, I was able to connect.
So what did you open?
I opened
Enter.
22, I specifically
Okay,
opened
let's go up there a couple times.
22,
Leave
Yeah,
your
yeah.
ports open.
And let's
Open
get
port
out
22,
of
80,
your
and
download.
port
Let's go
40.
into shut
all
Create
does
a
not
new
work.
one.
kill that command.
All does not work, yes.
And let's go into
And
CD.
then
Inbound rules 22
Chef.
and
I think it's on your desktop. Or did you go to your
So
desktop?
if I kill this now,
did you create a new group, Daniel, or
No.
it is an existing group?
You need to do
all I did was
tilde
created
slash
the,
desktop. Otherwise, it's only.
no, I just
There
created the default, I just edited the default,
you just tab.
I didn't do anything else.
And then go into CD Chef. Okay, let's go up here. One more. That's, keep going.
I'm gonna delete this
Okay,
instance,
enter.
or whatever.
Yeah, that could be nice. Anywhere we have to see it.
Now it should get past the SSH.
So what's happening is is it essentially closing down the micro? That micro is
Okay, hold on a second. So what it's doing is it's sending an API
I
command
remember the,
up to Amazon. It's saying Amazon, launch a micro and use this AMI. It's not pulling anything from anywhere.
okay.
Because Amazon already has the AMI up there. The micro, that's the server type.
Right, but no communication issue.
Yeah.
So I wonder, does it make sense to regenerate that key?
Just a second,
generate
let
a new key?
me, so we had declared change key. So let's go to your, go to the AWS
Yeah.
website
And still waiting.
and,
But you
It
could
doesn't
work
work
on
for me either.
So
What's that?
It
is it,
doesn't work for me either.
so this is the key I jammed.
Yeah.
But it, signet key?
that should be sufficient.
You're in part of a VPC, for some reason that should not be there. Virtual private cloud.
So
I don't know
question,
why it shows us like this.
did
Yeah, I know.
you,
Hey, it worked.
you generated that
No,
with
it didn't.
interesting,
Without
okay, good.
VPC.
Right.
Says
Yeah,
done,
yeah,
like,
That's the
connected to
common
blah,
one that
blah,
most
blah.
people have. There's your entry like that. That cannot be even deleted. The default entry cannot be
This
deleted.
is,
Oh, wait, go.
No validation dot
Go back
temp.
to this real quick. That's your key pair. Go up to NZ. Security credentials.
I don't even know my, doesn't know my.
I regenerated
my
it, and I didn't give myself admin permission.
No, I think
My
we're
opscode account.
good. Don't show me this.
How would, so I'm on the chef, the opscode.com, management
Do this
console,
one.
but it doesn't list my nodes.
Did you run Chef client on the, did you install Chef client and
So
run it
let's
on the
double
local
check.
node?
So that
No part of
should
the
work.
instruction.
You can do
not
automatically if
sufficient.
you run through the sequence.
So.
If you're going backdoor, it will not do anything.
Maybe use knife to start
If you
the
use knife to start, it will do everything right.
you run step one.
Okay. So I think I did everything that
What was the instance, do you mind?
These are my access.
You ready?
keys,
Yeah.
Purview,
6, 8,
and then
C,
the users.
2A,
I think she did
8,
that.
5, 8.
So,
858.
what you
Right.
want to
You are using
have.
Amazon virtual private cloud.
So mine worked, except it's, I've got it going, but I don't have anything on.
So it is 6 AC,
This is the
2
group,
A,
and then within the
8
group.
5
Okay,
8.
that's your user.
6, 8, C, 2A, user ID.
So those
You
are-
you
that's
something with the
Just a second, I'm gonna double check
This is
mine.
non-standard.
So let's look at your knife to RV.
Not intentionally.
That will be the case. Let's compare this with anybody else. It doesn't look similar. Well, she's only working inside a VPC, the virtual private cloud. Does it? Where are you right now?
Which part?
Yeah, that's the question I have for you. Where are you? Which step are you on? Number 8.
I'm just creating another. It's a load.
You destroyed your existing instance, starting all over again.
Glenn,
Yes.
how do I get it to say,
Let me come that side.
SSH.
I think what they've done is they put everyone in a VPC.
Connection timed out.
What's that?
Okay.
Amazon by default has put everyone in a
So
VPC.
Examine the four.
Oh, you did the command. It's, what do you do now? What do you like, a G edit or?
Oh,
So,
yeah, I know,
Okay, so do G edit.
No,
It's dot, space.
Did you find something, mate?
no, I have to.
I did it wrong. Chef.
And then once you add the.
Knife to RV.
I need to.
So what's up? So go to the default here.
okay.
So, what you want to use,
This is, yeah.
what's common to them?
Yeah.
You're a recent customer, so, let's,
Check this out, okay, so,
so in your
now
demo,
I'll put it up in this.
that's all before you. So,
You have all.
So it's Michael, that's the correct key name, right?
and that's what's in your downloads folder, and we did move it, okay.
and the region.
Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so let's go back out. Just exit out of there. Let me look at the command again. Okay. Let's see. Server Cloud Genius. Yeah, it does that. It's not finding Michael for some reason.
Okay.
Except it's not bitching yet about the AMI. Try it again. Let's just see.
Yep.
Let's see if it's
Both of them correct, but I use the clock night test. Yeah, not that one. Yep. It's stuck in my method, but let's try it.
scroll up just a little bit.
Even if I kill this one, the instance gets cleared.
Downloads.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm trying to see if I can maybe do a capitalize measure that in, but it's that's an issue.
It establishes a connection. That file, login. Logs in. Work chef on that machine.
Oh, okay.
Work chef,
So when you went into, so you could,
Oh, really?
you created the new Michael one, right?
Okay.
Recently, like today.
Got it.
So you went
So
into
if you
AWS.
manually create the instance because
And
I
you-
the one is just going to pick up instance and
It's
doesn't
security
really count.
credentials. It's all,
Alright.
and you did, you know, make a new access key.
Actually, I wonder if this is an issue. I've done, I created that twice. I created it outside the trustee
Yeah.
to the virtual machine. I created it, I moved away, created it. It's called it the same name. But,
That shouldn't matter, as long as you made the other one inactive here.
You should get to the starter.
Yeah.
And get the login from there. Like copied over from another location. You'll be working on a wrong location to begin
Security
with.
credentials,
Your
access keys.
.rg5 is what you get from
This is exactly what I got from,
Yes.
not what you get from the.
when I did the
Let me show you what you get from the
let me show where it is.
Mhm.
That's weird.
That's where the starter.
So that's probably what-
That's how you really different from this.
I created a new access key.
Yeah, so make inactive.
That's what I downloaded that and I started using that.
You're not using that.
Just be safe. Okay, now it's marked as inactive. Go ahead and create a new one. It's right here, status.
Oh, okay, okay, cool. So create new access key.
And let's just call it Michael 2.
Inside the chapter, here you will find the correct line how you find your configuration. These are the details I expect.
It's going to call itself root key. Okay. It's called root key. Click show access key.
This time,
And keep that open. So I'm going to copy those things over to your Michael.
Okay.
Get the whole folder in the right location. There you're keeping that file.
It's now it's root key, whatever. It's in your downloads folder, which is where it's supposed to be. So it's fine. So let's go and do the edit.
No,
And
not
like
just
already-
that. Not these.
No, on the old one.
Get from over, put it here.
And it's
Get
root
from
key.
over here, and the key is here. Make sure that.
What did you call it? Michael. Yeah, it was just what you used. That's fine. So go ahead and copy
This is what you
this
did.
chunk. One of
Then
the
you
chunks.
started working,
Start with one chunk.
not here.
No, not all the words, just
You were working in some other dot.
that's right.
Not
Start with the
this.
first one.
Like edit. It's still on here right here.
Yes, exactly. You will copy the three, four lines.
So you
Keep
can
in buffer,
copy it into here.
move that location. You delete what you have here, you bring from that command.
Let's go back to here. Copy the next one.
Follow along, don't edit like this, you follow along these steps. Take them to the right location first before you edit them. Save your buffer. The buffer has lots of things. Don't go line by line moving. We'll move the whole folder.
And then change that to root.
So, I'm gonna move this whole thing, so mv.chef.
One more
That's
step.
just spelling out. It's just gonna be key. So,
You will be in the download folder. You're not there yet.
Then we need to make sure
Now
that
you-
Chmod. Don't close out
Did correct.
Mozilla.
Only clear out the
I'm very happy.
It's not in there as the download. It's going to. Well, you can do it from there. Just go back, click Chmod. You should get Chmod 400 space, and then do no space. Do
Oh, chef.
nope. It's in download. So tilde
So did it connect for you, right?
downloads.
You did. Do you see it in your ops code here? You do. Awesome.
And then type in ROO.
Do we finish all 22 steps?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Proceed ahead.
Oh, it downloaded a CSV.
Oh, and as opposed to.
Yeah. You
So
have
when you
all those
ask for the
instructions.
password,
If it asks you for a password, something is wrong.
No, that's what it
It should
is.
not
It
even
is-
ask for a
It
password
is a
at all.
CSV, so we need to
That's
change it to
the
a pen.
only
Let's see if we can go back to your
Then fine.
Mozilla and see if we can
Even
have
this
it
is fine. Yeah,
to download
then
again.
fine.
that's a file I use.
Let's go to dash.
And
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Underscore
no, it
dash.
just wants to do the.
Yeah, now let me try that.
The file was wrong.
Yep.
How long will it take?
There were instructions back on the.
Going on, going on.
You already got that copy.
Did you open your port on
Yeah.
the 22 on the?
Mhm. Yeah, that one.
You did?
There's something about hands-on. Something about changing it. No, it's a different thing. It's a
How's it
different
going?
thing.
Well, got an instant launched file in.
That's not where the pen comes from.
Wait,
The pen
SSHD.
comes
Ports 22 or not.
Well, that was like a lot of work. I think I know why. I think I know why.
from-
What happens?
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened yet?
Nothing happened.
I want it to happen. Go to the.
What's that? I'm gonna tell you.
I think the pen comes from. Let me double check. Yeah, I think it's.
Oh, that was the.
Where does the pen
I think I know
come
why
from
yours
again?
isn't working, man.
Where do we get it from?
It could be in the downloads folder, in your ECU console, in your downloads folder. You're not done
Something
on your,
on,
No, I'm finding it. I'm trying to help him.
where does it come from?
Yeah.
It comes when you create an
listen to
ECU
notes
key.
on the chef ops code.
Okay. All right.
Alright.
So let's go back to Cube. So go back to Cube. So that's cool.
Gotta check that out.
Close that.
I did that.
Action.
Come
And then let's
on,
go to
baby.
user
It is,
and click on Zoom
which is,
and look at the security credentials.
this one.
Okay.
Edit the
Manage access.
This is it. Anywhere.
Yeah, so SSH,
Mismatch.
Mindset, yeah, that is clean.
outdate. It's,
So it's that.
That's fine.
Yeah, you finished.
What
You're
else?
finished my side.
Congratulations.
Still
Thank
they
you.
download.
It works.
Yeah.
Without any problems.
Does that cover? I'll download it and do it a lot.
And then
It's still asking for the
So
password.
good close. We're gonna. You don't you can kill it or create it for anyone. Either way, create a new user.
That's the server name, right?
Sure.
Their name. Slash, okay, just,
Download credentials.
download.
Alright, and you are on trustee. Excellent. It wants to save it as a CSV. How do you get them to save it as a pen? Okay.
Because you need to, it might be you might have to change it to a pen file.
You just need to change the. You just need to change the end of it, or you need to do a conversion of
No,
some
there's a
sort.
conversion.
Bastards! Why is it not letting you do? All right. Okay.
There's something in the
In instructions, yeah, I thought so. Irritating. Okay. Now let's go to. Close. Let's go to the directions.
Look there. Ha! It worked.
DevOps. You're in DevOps, good. Do the server.
And night test is. Okay.
It's right over here. Okay. So,
The keypad name, right?
it's good. Other keys. Go down.
Actually, key file name.
There we go.
Oh, okay. Change the order name.
There we go.
So.
It says dash I. I in the M5.
So I'm good,
Well, it's actually, right now it's called, it's not called Cloud Genius, it's called Credentials. But you can change the name to Michael too when you consider Cloud Genius if you want, while it's redoing it.
Here it was.
So yeah, take all that, copy it, put it in an edit. Yeah, delete your paper things and then I can. Change that to be credential. I'll change it. Change both cloud. Change the first Cloud Genius to be credentials. We're redoing things. Awesome. And now you've made it nervous.
I type much better when people look at me, I'll tell you that.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm the anomaly.
Well, you should get a web camera, mount it in the back of your head, and put a raw feed on your website. So everybody will look at it.
When they one.
Oh,
it's
right there, gotcha.
Propeller cam, right?
Which
Is
is
that right? On the
two, they
propeller
told
cam?
you when they downloaded it.
Right
That's
here.
what it was. So go ahead and just copy that and we'll
Now I can
run that
go
command
shown
to
on
the terminal.
management
The
console.
brand that most people
Yeah.
use. Hey,
Did it work,
I
Dan?
think you're scrolled up
Yeah.
anyway. Just
Awesome. Do you see on your ops core console, your node and your client? Manage.opscore.com.
But I'm in the wrong area, I need to be in down.
So you should see entries, and now you
yeah,
can
or just
do
tell
the
them
next
that.
step,
So let's
which is
just edit the command.
now make a cookbook.
Thank you, Delay.
Over
See you tomorrow. Enjoy your
in here.
whatever food now you can eat, right? You can finally eat today.
Absolutely.
Nope, it's not .com. It's not hidden. Capital D though.
The guy is celebrating Ramadan. Just started.
oh, that's right.
So he wants to now run home
And eat.
visit Sequel fast.
It's like I can finally eat.
That's a long
Yeah,
period of
it's
fast.
a hard one. especially in the summer
Especially
hours.
in Seattle summer hours, yeah.
It's even harder.
How long
Good
does
thing
it
it's not
back?
a Fairbanks.
Like morning sun, it's actually moon based, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So when the moon arises, then you can eat.
He hasn't eaten all day.
No, and he'll now go party right now, but that's how it
Let's
is.
chew on it and see.
Literally.
I mean, literally he'll eat whatever he can so he can survive. And then when the moon sets in the morning, you cannot eat anymore.
Till
It's
they
lunar calendar.
Why?
Oops.
Yeah, that's-
What's the belief? What's
Did you
the
talk
don't ask me the why question. Because religious. I don't make me open my mouth on religious.
You
don't want that.
whole chapter out. I'm not all that. Let's redo it with the actual file.
I don't know. So, let's not talk about religion.
So download.
Because I can be offensive when it comes to religion.
I don't want you to be offended.
Yeah,
I want to
just
tell you
type like
what does he
CR
practice?
and
He practices Islam and it is Ramadan.
Okay, that's fine.
Permission denied.
And don't get me talk
Do
ever about
you?
Hinduism. Ever. Because I'll butcher everybody if I start talking. Like completely, left and right.
Literally, you're gonna butcher the cow?
Yeah. I did.
You don't have a sacred cow in your house?
No. I am the secretary.
till they
Holy cow. But whatever.
There's two of them.
Let's
There's
skip religion
yeah,
now.
see,
No,
it's
doesn't work
a
with me.
little
I'm a totally
Then you-
anti-religious, not agnostic, atheist.
Okay, so my suggestion for some of the stuff is, I like when you like step number 11, bulk delete bulk cooker from chef server.
What's the password for Cloud
I wanna
Genius?
know- I wanna know why.
Cloud Genius.
I want to know why. And why am I at that? I'm at that step.
You are at that step because you know what? Next time you do the same exercise, you want to bulk delete
Okay,
your entire
try
ops code
.csv.
because you will have some new
Wants the
cookbooks
whole file.
Right.
conflicting.
So, but if I was working
Just do
as,
up arrow and
an
add
ops-
CSV.
or as a guy that did this stuff, I probably wouldn't want to delete all my code.
No, there's a caution there.
No, there's not.
There you go.
Okay.
Now, let's run that open.
Then delete it.
Up arrow.
It's okay. It doesn't hurt. If you're doing it first time, it doesn't hurt to delete
No,
it.
but if you're teaching me how to do this long term,
Try. Let's put a
then I need to know why I'm doing it.
But let's try
So
with
that's
this.
why I'm
and see if
here
it
to
works.
tell you how to actually do these things.
Christian,
So
go
you
ahead and
have a
go
bulk
up and
delete
do
command as
CSV.
a reference in the cheat
So-
sheet, right?
Okay, so I
CSV,
say
not
type
here, but on this. This is
cookbook
the end
bulk
result.
delete dash y star. What exactly is that doing and where it's doing it?
Are you referring to the cheat sheet?
For the love of Pete.
No, I'm referring to your.
Sudo the command.
Okay. That command will exactly do what it says. Delete, bulk delete all
And
the
then do
cookbooks.
this. Delete.
So,
Up
okay,
arrow.
right.
And then go through
Wow.
it. It's going to be much easier.
It's,
Otherwise you'll
it's not a hurtful command though. It's not going to hurt you, even if you delete it. When they're deleting the server side cookbooks, you can always put them back.
Enter.
So the command, so number 11 is the same as on the cheat sheet. So, right. If I look at my ops code,
You're going to have to help me
do
with
I
this.
see,
I'm running
where
out.
do I find my current cookbook?
He's getting to permissions issues, and I'm like, with just Unix.
Is there a way to list my current cookbooks?
Bottom line is I could never download the,
I think it's my cookbooks
this is to
show or something.
List.
Or list?
Well,
I
I was trying to basically create the instance and I get these.
Genius should be Michael here.
Okay.
Well, it's now not Michael anymore. We re-downloaded a new one, and it named it credentials.csv.
CSV?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an Excel file.
No, that's not what
So
we
you
want.
download the
Let's do it
keys in
again.
an Excel file
Let's begin
format.
from this step.
On CSV.
Yeah. But we need to be a pen file.
So you're in the wrong thing. You should be in the, you should click on this EC2 instance.
not doing 6
On the right hand side, secure.
Yeah, we just did it there. I don't know why. I really don't. I'm running. I was like,
Okay.
Make sure
everything was not working on his machine.
You have a snapshot saved, right?
I do.
You want to go back to the snapshot. Restore to the snapshot.
Like I'm planning to give it as.
What are you planning to do?
I'm working.
So,
All right, let me see if I can help you. Which day? Did you guys fix your SSHD thing?
Yeah, that's what is happening.
What was that called?
can say restore.
See, it's not, I think capture stuff back.
Oh,
It's okay.
well, let's
So you're back to the point where you were
go back to
and then use that location.
Go to
Forget
go to
everything else.
okay, that's-
Put a plug on the other
So you're-
All this time was.
the way that's really tricky, not tricky, but the actions, or sorry, just say connect.
The current, is.
It didn't.
This is a beautiful thing.
Great. Restore?
Yes,
It's
it's
amazing.
beautiful. It's a beautiful
really
thing.
amazing.
Beautiful thing.
Including the version.
Okay, now we're back.
Hey, man,
Yes,
Now let us see whether the previous
you-
command
have
works.
you gone to the upload the QuickBooks yet?
Previous command works.
yeah,
Where's the assignment director? It says,
oh, wait,
And there should be nothing here, right? It should be the same.
That's where your work intended.
Where, now let us now follow step number, the next, which is 8. We use 6 is the optional skip, 7 is the optional skip. Goes on, we will do number 8. Step number 8. No, 8. Use knife to start the machine. We'll follow these instructions.
Yeah.
You do that, and then you follow along.
Well, you've got time to do those. SSH is already done. Let's double check that that server is in that security.
We already did that. You know that we can expect it right now because it's empty. So, right? Use knife to start a cloud machine. That's the action you want to do. Before that, it talks about optional keys. It says that this key is used here. You get from your cloud service provider. For example, you can do this. Let's examine the keys. Go down this folder and see what we have there. We do it cover now.
Alright, so that's good. That's correct.
Then I do the quick check to make it easier. Even more easier. What I'm going to do is arrange our workspace a little different.
Try rebooting it. This, the actual instance. Even though the output doesn't.
So now we can do side by side operations. So a bit more helps.
Did you, are you just removing the windows?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just move the window like this. And you hit it on this wall.
Do control and
You
minus.
hit this mouse on this wall.
Yeah, talk
Takes
to
this
this.
up. Now we have to go examine the cautionary statements. Here, this key is what you get from your cloud provider.
Yeah.
Which you want to this location here.
It's not even just the font, it's the whole screen. Everything. Yeah,
Go through them.
fantastic.
Find out what we
I
have
didn't know
there.
that until I was in a class. And I was,
No, I'm the release.
Yeah.
We got this. And then we use this console. Is that correct? Check. We have a console.
Now we need to verify. We may have made this inactive, so let's.
Control. Why is this Michael key is there?
Mm.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
And then if we go to MC, and then we look at, just to verify the status of it. So it's
So we'll get there. We'll get to that point. We are just following this step right now. I know what you're asking. I think we have something new, which is fine.
Sometimes, rarely I reboot every once in a while.
Yeah, so step 1 is to see that.
Personal pen, organizational pen, you'll see from OpsCore. They are sitting in your
Yeah.
That's that's in your desktop. In your chef web folder, in your .chef location, these are the files here. You got the company validator, personal tab.
Are you getting errors when you link the server?
Right?
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
And then in this place, even your cloud provider
Oh,
just
well, then that makes sense. SSH daemon.
no permissions, you just permission here in the downloads folder, which is your
So,
content.
Yeah, I mean, did you guys ever fix your SSH daemons not running issue?
Yeah.
Yes, what'd you do?
That key.
I screwed up the,
as you can see here. This command.
do a cat on your nice RV file.
So we continue ahead.
What'd you do?
Then we have users identified. Check that.
The 22.
Yeah.
Okay, this 22 is
Well,
a.
let me see if the RV file. So,
In here, we
That's,
have our
yeah.
name Michael given
Sure.
here. The keys are mentioned here. The region is US2, which is what we want. And the ID should be able to.
Yeah, it's right here.
My ID
Get right.
should be in the notepad. This one.
No, I'll start here.
This one is.
I can't see that part. All right, let me.
That's commented out.
Yeah, it's coming.
Okay.
Can I,
So it's this.
Michael.10 file, right?
do an LS right here.
Yes.
Just say LS. Yeah.
So this is my ID. The same as you see.
Somebody, oh, it's in right.
Here, 6AC2A,
So-
6AC2A, 85A, the same one.
You don't have an SSH key in there.
Which also we need to do is make sure that we
Yeah,
modify.
you can leave it wherever it is.
Scrum Genius should be
Okay,
Michael.
so you don't need one in your micro. Okay.
This Scrum Genius should also
Oh,
be
actually, I see what you mean. Yeah,
we have this command ready for us, right?
Right.
you need your SSH, so your, let me show you.
What user has permission to SSH in your model?
Let me show you what it looks like. If I say command, RPG.
This Michael.
So,
Copy, okay, putting it here, the other
And
check
your-
control.
whatever your,
The SSH key and was.
yeah, it's a dot and text, and then when you
Oh,
do
there's
the,
a- yeah.
you do the actual SSH, you say download, and then whatever
What?
name you're, yeah, but you need to
You
give
don't
it
have
the
to
email.
We're creating a machine using this key.
Which
using
user-
this private key file, using this
Which,
username,
which
username,
user has the
small
ability,
Michael instance,
is full
instance,
access
and show up
user?
in our console here.
Who's an admin?
Key pair does not exist.
Whose
So that was-
SSH keys are used?
Was it the error you found last time?
Yeah. Whatever. So,
Oh.
We just create a new key. Here. LT7 So what he says is
yeah.
What's your pen file? So mine goes by the pen file name. My SSH key is my pen file. Not the name, just the
Is the spelling same as that one?
Oh man, really? Oh my gosh.
No, this one is for.
Listen, this isn't the part where you're talking everybody to
This
move
one
the
is
quotes
for-
where
It's
it's,
not remove the course, it's type it manually.
yeah.
For some reason, I don't have a username for Genius.
Username is just user.
But that's what I put as my SSH. And my pen file is SSH.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Then fine, so-
No, my pen file is my user.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's my
I don't know if that is.
Yeah.
So this is
fine.
Yeah. Is Great Space or White Space ever an issue?
You're not using that one, that's what my group is.
Okay.
You know,
I'm just using.
let's see. This
It says it's 73 in here.
It is getting
Yeah.
close.
it is very cold now.
I think it's like
The other way we did that is, we
Our
listed it
choices
out,
are
or I'm sorry, we just basically went
that.
along one bar.
Mhm.
And it was still the same issue.
Is that what
Instead
you
of it
choose
coming down,
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. I'm done. So tomorrow, we chat with Barry and the one two.
Right.
We're just setting up.
Mhm.
Then maybe you around?
I will be,
You will. You want to meet? Yeah. Should be a schedule. I got my I got some news for the class. Nilesh said to go find a project. And I got a project. I wrote a contract, and I got it.
yay.
They sent me the signed contract today.
Yeah.
So
the thing you were saying earlier, what was it, migrating?
so they want a website. So I'm gonna do a website for them, and then move their. They actually have a server, a Windows 2003 server on site running Exchange AD on that.
Okay,
And I'm gonna move all that to Office 365.
cool.
Awesome.
So let's upgrade the server and let me ask the find that.
I'm not gonna do anything with it. I'll,
But typing mistake or
I
something?
think it's do a website, I'm gonna say, this is my
Lowercase x.
okay. Then
Yeah, in the
migration
lowercase.
something.
You're right.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, hey, maybe I can go for PI for a couple months.
That's right, yes. Cool.
One dot.
Yeah, I know that. This is officially the most frustrating thing we've done on the entirety of the class, FYI. I don't know why this is so complicated.
This one,
Yeah,
I think it is the most frustrating thing. Indeed.
like
To
what,
get the machine
why is
run.
it so, it's so,
There are so many variables to
it's like
deal with.
19 variables. What the heck?
But it's also the best learning experience,
Yeah, is it absolutely
the best opportunity.
I think, did you get a link?
She's results oriented, she likes results.
I'm
No,
like,
it's the same
I
one.
spent 40 minutes troubleshooting and still haven't found the problem. I didn't learn anything from those things except for that solution didn't work.
So what we did today essentially is to use knife and chef environment in the ops code chef server to kickstart a machine. No big deal. Just we hit the blue button.
Yeah,
That's it. It took so long just to hit the right button.
and most people have not gotten it.
Exactly. We are still struggling on this machine.
Everybody.
They did. Apparently you did, right? You finally have your ops code showing node.
Yeah.
You did.
Okay.
Yeah, I was working
I
on.
think
So
all
it's
of you
just-
did.
I was
Yeah.
working on getting the.
Ignore
project
him.
going.
He's done it. Like Saturday you did it, right?
Saturday also same place.
Wow.
SSHD will not launch.
So we have two machines not working yet.
Okay. Now this is up.
But Mel's
All
up.
right. Excellent.
And you also did.
I'm up. I
Fine.
just don't feel like I learned anything massively from getting it. Like, I'm happy to use it. I like Knife. But I'm just like, all the problems that came along with it was so frustrating. I mean, I was helping her, I was troubleshooting, so I was like, why is this so
So
complicated?
are you gonna tell me there's an easier way of doing it?
Of course there is.
The easy way is always the second and third way. It's always easier, right? Because now you know what it takes to put a knife.rv, how to preserve it in your right location. So now you're working inside your inside your chef repo .chef folder, right? That's where you put it. You should ideally put it in your home directory. And so you can work across your machine, across any folder, any project, you can just work through Knife.
Right.
But once you configure it that way, that's the right direction. And in your case, you should put that in your Macintosh.
Yeah.
Home folder.
Yeah.
In your case, you should put that in your Windows home folder. You can put Windows knife RB in the right location and command line operate on using PowerShell. Same thing, same concepts apply, but we are not getting there. We are not jumping. We'll do this 2 more times, and then we'll create our own cookbook. In fact, there is a next logical step in this exercise, which is to use a starter cookbook, which is the next step.
That's where I
It
was.
just means for an eight-step instruction process, it shouldn't have taken 2.5 hours for us to get it done for 10 people. That's what's frustrating.
Yes, yes. Now,
And the wariness of having to teach this class again in the future.
Right.
To newbies who are even newbier.
I have not even reached that point, let me be honest. The people who struggle with terminal, they did not reach this point. I could not reach that point.
They're not going to be administrating servers anytime soon anyway, so they can't handle terminal.
So in your case, you succeeded it, awesome. What I would like to understand from you is, the next time we do it, we'll actually use some cookbooks, some ready-made cookbooks. There is a cookbook already available called starter cookbook. We'll use that. We'll upload that cookbook. But before we upload, we clean up our chef server by using the delete all cookbooks command. You remember that command?
Yeah.
Delete all cookbooks there, and then put our cookbook there.
So are we gonna use it from the web server then? We do it that way.
The web server?
The web, the ops code console.
Yeah.
Yes, you can use the console website, ops code website, but that's not how chef is supposed to be used.
All right. I'm gonna go talk to Marcia while you guys are finishing up.
Yes.
Maybe we can figure out air conditioning and stuff for Wednesday.
Well, I think we got it figured out. We just got to turn it on and off. Turn it on, freeze. Turn it off, boil. Turn it.
You should write a document, 18 steps.
No, you are the one who know how to do that.
Because the sun has gone down.
No, AC did come on.
AC did come on.
Write an 18-step procedure.
So you got it. So here's
Apparently we only need
Wait
8 steps to use it.
So in case I'm not here, you have to press the on button. You can't just press the on button because it'll only go on for a second. You have to press it and hold it until it says 2, and then that's apparently to 2 hours, and then you can set the temperature, which you should set it to 73 because if you set it to anything other than 73, we're gonna turn it into an ice cube. And even then, it gets too cold.
What's homework?
For
Wednesday.
take the next step, which is put your starter cookbook, upload.
Okay.
Are you in Virginia? And your key is in Virginia, and you are in Oregon. That's the problem.
Yeah, I did the same.
Yeah, that's why there are multiple levels of cautionary note. Doesn't help. The real problem here is we are dealing with machines.
Yeah.
They don't listen to us. And we just assume lots of things, right? As humans, that's the problem. So that is the problem, by the way.
So switch the region here.
Yes. Just be consistent in doing what you're doing. If you're using US West to Oregon, then create your key in that region.
Just do everything in Oregon. It's easier.
What happens if I change the region right now?
Unless you want to take
Change the
this
region,
company,
your
which
key will
makes
disappear.
usually be east.
Just click it. And you will say you don't have keys.
Just random.
Do I need to
So you
generate a key?
create a key in the right region and use it.
And there's no class on Monday, is that right?
Sorry.
Is there class next Monday?
I think so. There is no. We're not skipping, are we? No.
I don't know. It's
No, you're not.
like around 4th of July, so I'm just asking.
is
I'm
there-
thinking about not being here.
Hold on. Then let's check.
There's
not-
open on Saturday?
Hold on, please. Let me
Yeah.
just check. I want to make
Friday's
sure.
the one. No, Friday's.
I don't know.
Fridays?
All I know is I'm going to Blues Fest in Portland. I don't know
So
which day.
these are the dates we have.
Vacation.
These are the dates published. Now compare. Compare our dates. Our dates are.
16th? That doesn't help.
Yeah, these are the dates coming up.
2nd and 7th. Okay, cool. I may not be here on the 7th, but I'll let you know for sure.
Okay. You can join remotely. This was recorded.
Yeah, the whole point would be I would be gone in Portland and not.
You can always refer to it after the fact.
Yeah.
3-hour boring discussion like this will be really painful.
I think I might skip over this one.
So,
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks for your help.
Yeah, as good as it was.
yeah, thank you.
Night.
So anything on Saturday? Do I hang out on Saturday?
Saturday hangout we did not do the last time, right?
So on the 5th.
We keep doing. If you want to hang out, we'll have it. Hangouts are Saturday Hangouts are essentially for question answers.
I might have Gary question because I'm going to move my environment from
Wow.
to 10.04 to 12.04.
That will be a Ruby question
And the
and
point,
Jen's question.
because I did it by hand without using Chef,
Ah.
I couldn't get my development environment to send out either.
Ah.
So I'll do it on AWS if I can deploy to to a nice state.
Excellent.
I want to set a staging on AWS.
Yes.
But
Yes. In fact, you should use ready-to-use configurations from AWS, like Beanstalk, for example. They'll give you a Ruby and Rails environment. You should use that as a production-ready environment for your job fleet, for example.
do they support older DevOps?
Look it up. See what they do.
Because my app is strong.
Your app will not work in your environments because you haven't kept it up to date. That is the issue. That's the real issue.
I can see. I'm so afraid to touch it.
You have created a key now,
Cloud key.
a key, and you could use that in your multiple locations, like begin from monitor copy.
Do I want to Shamad that?
And you shamoted, but it did not happen because you cannot access. The file was loaded somewhere else, not in this location.
Oh, gotcha. So I gotta go down to the download and verify it's there.
It's not here.
Okay.
Where did it go? Where did it go?
I don't know.
Do you download it here?
Yeah, go to
No, nothing.
no. Okay. So I can re-download it.
There's no such free download. Only delete and create again.
Because it's a cloud. So, Michael.
There it comes.
Okay.
Save it.
And why are they not coming down as, oh, it is coming down. Why do they keep on coming down as CSVs?
It's a different type of key, not this type.
Okay. Okay. Boom.
So you can do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You want to remove the old micro.temp first. Let's do this. And then you change your Michael to Michael.temp. Because there's an existing name already, you remove that. Now you will be at CSV1, 200, Michael.temp. Then you go to desktop.
4,000 or 400?
When you make the screencast, what microphone do you use?
I have a Shure, SHURE.
Are you happy with that? Is it
It's
USB?
very nice.
How much is that?
$300.
300.
That's all.
Never mind.
Sure, very nice.
Yes, beautiful
That's all.
microphone.
It's only for you.
Microphone.
Just ask him where does he leave it? Is it here?
No, he was coughing last week. I didn't want him
You can always read it. You have to check this one too.
So I have this one, the Shure.
I'm not buying it.
They're really beautiful microphones.
Step 23 says delete your instances. Should we
Oh,
delete it?
Nice.
Delete it.
Disposable
Steal
items.
one and run.
Disposable. Do not like my toilet paper example.
Yes, he got upset.
It's just I worked so hard
I
to
don't know.
put this
I
together.
use the same example in Costco.
I hate to
that
just
lady was
delete
mad
it.
at me.
But which is
it's the cloud. You just
Yeah.
delete stuff.
Tissue paper. You save the tissue paper.
Tissue.
To use it
In
again.
India, tissue paper is a regular tissue paper. Up here, they mean toilet paper. So she said, no, this is called paper towel. I said, what towel?
That was the problem that caused Daniel upset. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah,
The tissue paper in India is just paper towel.
paper towel.
Oh.
You have to say paper towel.
That's
a-
That's what I was thinking. Tissue paper
Yeah.
when I was actually
Same
thinking
here.
paper towel.
Or
Not toilet paper.
facial tissue is Kleenex.
Right. Kleenex is a brand name. It's like Xerox.
Yeah.
Uh,
Facial tissue versus
facial tissue. Right. Tissue
bath
paper.
tissue.
Tissue paper in India is paper napkin. Paper napkin.
Paper napkin.
Oh, napkin.
I said, man, I said, give me a tissue. Paper towel. I don't care what the hell you call it. Give it to me.
Just don't.
And, you know, she said, pick it up. So I took the whole roll.
Okay, I'm gonna go home.
Okay. Okay. Shutdown time.
Oops.
She was so bad.
Did work?
Yeah, it did.
It seems to be waiting for SSHD, which is now the
Oh.
next thing, which is
Yes,
you know,
there's
another
only one
instruction up
person
there
up
is
here.
to make your ports open for 22,
Sorry.
Yeah.
which you might have skipped.
Right.
It's also in the instructions.
Can I
You can
can I
do this and
snapshot this right now though?
it will, this is a live snapshots away from you. They will not be preserved. You can
Okay.
do these steps again. You can snapshot, like break it, snapshot it, and now you repeat the last step. That'll okay. That'll be okay.
Okay.
Just snapshot one more time, and just repeat the last step. That'll work. The cloud part cannot be snapshotted. It's away from you. Whatever happened in the cloud, you cannot save it like this.
Okay.
So now you have to repeat the last step.
Which is basically recreate the instance one more time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Alicia, it asks you to, if you really want to delete this. But the corresponding node and client were not deleted. So you have to delete them all separately.
Yes.